Very good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Ian Healy Oval. It's the Two Byron Cup for 2025, and it's game 2, day 1 of the tournament. We've got the Knights versus the Eagles. My name's Grant O'Hara, and I'll be your commentator. I'll be joined soon by Evan Bancroft, and we'll bring you the pictures and the commentary for this second clash. We've already had one game, and it was the Knights versus the Surfers, and the Surfers were the winners on that occasion. They beat the Knights. The Knights had scored 2 for 169, and the Surfers were just too good, 6 for 172. We've got the game here tonight. As I said, it's the Knights versus the Eagles, and the Knights' Justin Poole, the captain, won the toss and has elected to bat. He did that in the first game too. They got off to a pretty good start. Same opening partnership here with Ryan Broad and Steve Paulson. And as it turned out, it was the Surfers that were just too good. So Poole, following the same plan, and decided to bat, set a target, and he'll be very keen to see that his Knights win this particular game, having already dropped the first game. Got some great players in both teams: Broad, Byron, Carlson, Conwell, Cook, Curtis, Dixon, Downton, Gray, Green, Hunt, Paulson, and the two Pools in the Knights team. And in the Eagles, Clark, Cunning, Faith, Farah, Garrity, Hunt, Lawless, Mackay, the captain. And we got number 50 to take up the bowling.
Shot.
And would you believe he's the one player that I don't have on my list, number 50. We'll see White. There he is, White, to take up the bowling for the Eagles. He's coming in from the northern end. And Steve Paulson, the left-hander, on strike. Good evening, Banger.
Good evening, Grant O'Hara. How are you?
Good. Looking forward to this clash.
Yeah, no, it should be a good clash. They need to win. Need to win big time, the Knights. Stacked team, everyone says that Pooley, the organiser of the competition, he's really got a good side he's put together. And unfortunately, they went down to the Surfers.
Yeah, Justin Poole is responsible for this whole tournament. And be very keen to get a win on the board here.
Yeah, it's a good shot. Through the covers, timed it beautifully. Won't go for 4. Come back for 2, I think a 3. They will go on the arm that wasn't really there. A lot of these guys just protect their arms here too, Grant. You notice that? You've got to be a bit careful, especially the bowlers.
And though it's a beautiful evening, it's fantastic here in Brisbane. It's just starting to drop now. The temperature's about 14 degrees, 15 degrees.
Just having a chat to Byron before, mate. That's why I was running a bit late. We're going to get him in for a chat soon.
Yeah, great.
And but yeah, 3 games on tonight.
Yes, there's one over at the Jeff Dimmick Oval. We're at the Ian Healy Oval, the number 1 field here at the Northern Suburbs Cricket Club.
No run. Be interested to see what happens here. I had a good chat to Justin Poole about the game before where the Surfers got home. Unfortunately, they scored at a pretty good rate, except when they were facing the 2 really good quicks. And you know who they were, don't you? Benny Lachlan and Ash Renouf.
Yeah.
And they tied them back, and in the end, and 169 wasn't enough.
No.
It's a good batting wicket out there.
Well, they got them with 5 overs to spare.
Yeah, just defensively played by Ryan Broad. As we mentioned earlier on, for our viewers earlier on that listened to were watching the first game, Ryan Broad, former Shield cricketer. 57 matches for his state for Queensland, 3,208 runs, 33 averaged, and 800s and 13 50s. And very, very good cricketer, Ryan Broad. His dad, Wayne Broad, a fine player as well.
Another one of those father-son combinations that played for the state.
That's just nipped off in length there, isn't it, from Whitey?
Yeah, that's hit the seam and jagged back. Caught Broad by surprise. No wicket for 3 off the first over.
Well, just talking to bit of a text with Johnny Devine, who's we just mentioned earlier as well, calling all sports, they put this all together. They do an amazing job with sport around the country. Around the country, Johnny Devine's in Perth.
Yeah, what's that, an indoor
Cricket competition.
cricket competition? Good on you, John, working hard as usual.
He'll be working hard. He's got his team here who do a great job as well. And it's fantastic. So here we go. Knights. Not the quickest start.
No, it was a really good start there by Christopher White in shirt number 50.
Chris White. There's a Whitey that played it for uni here.
Yeah.
International quarterback.
Yeah.
He was a good fella too.
Yeah. Managed John Eels.
A bit of a warm-up there for Garrity.
Michael Clark in his early days.
Certainly did. So Garrity looks like he's an offie.
Yeah, okay. Is this number 77? Sorry, number 7, Garrity, is it?
Yeah, Garrity.
Right, number 1. Yeah, number 1, Garrity.
Garrity.
Jamie Garrity.
Pronounced Garrity or Garagity. He'll throw a couple up. Paulson will take a single. No, he won't. That's through the covers. That'll go for 4.
Beautiful piece of timing there by Paulson. Just leant into that, as he's known to do, and just got away. Who's that 88? Sam Hunt. Look at him getting after the ball. Good on you, Sam.
There's a pole in the way there.
Yeah, picked the gap beautifully. Nice start by Paulson.
He'll go again here through mid-wicket, I reckon. Big gap. Oh, beaten in flight. Got a bit cold here. It's got darker, Grant.
It sure has, and it can. And I recall one of our first stints 5 or 6 years ago, banging back at Ipswich, where you wore a pair of shorts in the middle of winter out there.
Oh.
And you had to put on a pair of pads to try and keep warm.
That was
Glad
so
to see you
cold.
got the long dacks on this time. Shot, Paulson.
Gone for 4, is it, or not?
Yeah, It has. Just leant back on that, found the gap again. This is what he's great at doing, Paulson, finding the gap. 11 off 6 already. Not letting Garrity settle. That's the key. Getting on top of the bowling early.
Yeah, Garrity's giving you a bit of air. I'm liking this. And that was quicker. It was very well bowled.
Yeah, variation. Got to vary it, don't you?
So where are the Eagles from?
The Eagles.
Question without...
Yeah, notice. No, I'm not sure. But
We'll find out.
With Brian May
Toowoomba?
in the team, you'd think it might be at that sort of Toowoomba, Darling Downs area.
Oh, that's gone straight for 6, has it? 4. There we go. Here's Toot Byron. Toot's coming in. You want me to jump in with... You want to have a bit of a spell there, mate? We'll have a bit of a yarn to Toot. That was a great shot by Paulson. He's gone to 15. We're going to... The man the tournament has been named after. Toot Byron. He's going to grab a seat. Score here is none for 15. Steve Paulson, who he knows well. And that one is a big 6. They said 8. That is huge. And I didn't park my car out there either, Toot, which is probably pretty lucky. Where's your car parked?
I got to lift up. Anyway, thanks, Banger. Nice to be here.
Great to see you, mate.
Incredible skill being displayed by a number of these players. But, geez, they're hitting the pellet a long way.
He's chasing that one way out. I parked out near the tennis courts because I do know how some of these guys hit the cricket ball. So I thought I'd... They got to get away to a quick one. They got away fairly well in the first game, but got run down, didn't they?
I didn't know. Where are the Eagles from, Banger?
We're thinking a bit of Toowoomba. I just got to find out a bit what's going on. The great man Grant O'Hara is going to go and find out where the Eagles are from. I was going to go with West Coast, but Brian May's in the team, so he's a Toowoomba lad. He's been a pretty good cricketer over the years.
Excellent cricketer. Excellent country cricketer. Well, I say that with great respect too.
He's also played a bit in Brisbane and obviously did okay, but as everyone says, it
played quite a few, a couple of years at State Colts for Queensland. He was a really good cricketer, and obviously for Queensland country, he was captain and...
They call him the country Bradman. There's been some good ones from up in Toowoomba too over the years, that probably your era too, early days, when they're have come down to Brisbane and played cricket. This young white bowled well in the first over. I call them young because they're younger than I am.
I think Greg Ritchie came from Toowoomba, didn't he?
Greg Ritchie was a Toowoomba lad.
He wasn't bad.
Donnie Smith.
You know, Donnie.
Drongo. Donnie Smith, the...
Greater Brisbane, Ipswich,
all over.
mainly central, west, east.
Thank you, mate.
All over.
Russell Dennis up there. Simon Beattie.
I'll tell you what, this is good being able to watch it on this banger. I can actually see the faces.
You can actually see what's going on. That's just nicely played, just for a quick single by Ryan Broad, as we just talked about. Eight Shield hundreds. He played a bit of cricket against his dad too. He was all right,
800s, Broady. That's terrific. I didn't realise that many. I forget how old they are, these blokes.
I know, that's scary. The 800s and 1350s. I was talking to him recently. He wants to get his old man back, get him nice and fit and have a game with his son and Wayne.
You know, he and Pooley are always vying for the leading run scorer, aren't they?
Oh, that's hit beautifully by Steve Paulson. That's big. That's an 8. As for the people that aren't watching for the first time, if it goes right over the fence, it's an 8. If it just goes over the rope, it's a 6. No ropes around them. And when we were playing, it was just fences. But yeah, that's a good shot. Steve Paulson's been a good cricketer, hasn't he?
Oh, he never ages.
So did you coach him as a lad in some of that 19 stuff?
Nevy was, his father was, after I started Queensland cricket and Stingray Charles, and we were sort of feeling our way, and we needed to initiate after about a year, starting from the bottom to grow our own vegetables. So I introduced the Emerging Players program to the board, and they embraced that pretty well, which was good. And the first person I thought of to work for me was Neville Paulson, who's probably as good a talent ID recogniser of young players I've ever met.
Is that right?
And he became, he was the CEO of I used to call him the CEO of Emerging Players. And he's still the same. He's just has a feel for players and can organise them, connects with them. And that was our MO, was to get to know players intimately as people, as much as we did know them as cricket players. And so...
Yeah, nicely played by Paulson. Through the gap. That'll run away for 4, will it? It's going to be a tight one. It will... No, well fielded down there by number 24 for the Eagles. Oh, actually, not for the Eagles. It was for the Eagles, number 24. He's been running around. Sean Clark. Yeah, go on. Yeah, so go back.
So and Nev's got 2 other boys, Jeffrey and Greg.
Yep.
And Stevie was the baby. And in early years, Jeffrey and Greg sort of dominated our patronage because Stevie was a little kid. But he's continued to bat. He's still going to bat. He'll be batting forever, I reckon, don't you? Don't you think? He's terrific.
He loves it. And you know what I like too? I was saying earlier on, he's still playing first grade at West, but he bats down the order. Bats number 9, but he's there working with his young lads. Isaiah Snell and Tommy Campbell and some of these kids I mentioned to you earlier.
And he's got energy.
He's hit that up in the air. It'll be safe. It'll just bounce over third man. It won't go for 4. Come back for 2.
I've got to say that Nev put a lot of time into his boys, as he does with Stevie's young boy, which is fantastic, as a grandfather to have another project in your life as you get older is fascinating.
He's always down watching Steve play.
Oh, yeah.
I see him all the time. I never knew that, and I've seen him for years and years watching his kids play, but I never knew that side of him that you're talking about as a talent identifier.
Well, he was integral, I had to have a plan as a teacher when my front door was knocked on by Alan Pettigrew and Max Walters and wanted to talk to me about Queensland cricket and winning something, and I had to have a plan. And, my plan was always, if I didn't know anything, was why, what, and how. So why am I going to take this task or whatever it is? What am I going to say? But the thing is, how am I going to achieve it? And I, at that night, spontaneously, for whatever reason, said, well, look, we've got to grow our own vegetables in Queensland because traditionally we've imported players, ad nauseum. It's never worked. It never will work. But we continue to do that. And Graham Hick had just been signed on. And I said, the next thing we've got to do is to grow our own coaches. And I said, unfortunately, that's going to result in me probably dissolving a number of country cricket associations because we've got too many cooks in the broth at the moment. And Nev just was one of those blokes who loved going up and down the coast, meeting people, meeting young players, and we grew the emerging players program so it became a vertically integrated program from 12-year-olds, eventually to Shield cricketers. And we never imported another player from that day onwards. The only two players who played for Queensland who weren't Queenslander was Adam Dale and Paul Jackson, who came up here to work. And it was the same with coaches. We used to run a level 2, which ended up having 40 or 50 people a year over 5 days, practical course. Nev loved that because he used to keep the class lists sort of stuff, and he'd say, look, we've got enough for 2 more years, and that's how it worked.
It worked, wow.
It wasn't very difficult, and we didn't have too much money, I can assure you, but...
the run-out chance if he hits? No, home.
But it worked, and Nevi was just integral to it. And
at that stage, fantastic. And what some of those kids that came through at that stage too. We talked a bit earlier on about the late great Andrew Simons. You talked about Clinton Perrin. It was just a who's who of kids that end up becoming great players for our state, didn't they?
Well, I remember seeing Hartley playing for Met West, I think it was, or Brisbane North, or in the under-12s, Nathan Horrocks for Wide Bay. These sort of Damien McKenzie for Brisbane South.
Redlands is there,
and the list goes on, and they were 12 or 13. Lockie Stevens for Darling Downs. Over a period of 10 years, you get to know these people pretty well, and that's why it worked.
Oh, that's beautifully played again. It's over mid-on. I think you'll call that. I can't see around here.
So to see these people now at this age is, it's rewarding and very humbling for me that they've adorned an urn with my name.
Yes.
Thanks, Pooley. But that's what the game should be about. And to see guys at this age exhibiting these skills as in the game before, it's just terrific.
It is terrific.
Because they're pretty good at it, let me tell you.
This bloke's bowling all right too. That was a wide that time, but the score at the moment is none for 44, which they'll need. As I said in the first game, they got away to a bit of a fly, but it wasn't enough of a fly because they got run down by the surfers, who batted very well. Benny Lachlan. Benny Lachlan is obviously over 40, but he bowled and batted, and I think he'd still go all right at another level up.
Well, if he couldn't play first-grade cricket, I'm a swordfish, mate. He's pretty good.
He's very good. I think he
probably won. I think they won a premiership up at Sunshine Coast with his team last year.
Yeah, no, he's still enjoying himself. He's having a good time. And so you're still living down Lismore way, mate? Not Lismore. You're down at Ocean Shores.
I am.
Yep.
We got flooded, not as badly as Lismore, but we were flooded. So, yes, mate.
Been there a few years now, haven't you?
20-odd years, yeah.
So when I first met you, were you living in Byron Bay or were you on holidays?
No.
Down there with Johnny Salter and all the guys?
No, we lived down there with the boys in Alcorn Street, actually, when there were 3 houses in Alcorn Street, and our backyard was the beach.
And was Johnny's mum, Mary, did she live near there?
Yeah, Mary and Margaret were good mates, yeah.
Yeah, that's...
And, yeah... Johnny had come down.
Great spot.
Great spot. How old would you have been then?
Mate, about 21. So I'm 63 now, so that's with Kent Waddell, and we came over one day, and that's when I first met you, and you moved up to Brisbane.
Oh, yeah, I remember. That was probably the day I asked you if you were engaged, and you got a little embarrassed, wasn't it?
I was engaged with beer that stage of my life.
So we were there, and then the boys had to go to high school. There's no schools down there, one at Mullen, but we kept the house for a while, but anyone who rents houses on the beach knows what happens. So we ended up having to sell it, and, I went back to teaching, or full-time teaching.
So when you came back up here, did you teach at grammar or
Yeah,
grammar?
Yeah. And that was my sort of third session at Brisbane Grammar. I'd been at Palm Beach Currumbin before that. And
was Jimmy Taylor teaching there when you were there?
he was, yeah.
Fine umpire, Jimmy Taylor. It's another
Jimmy
boundary. But Nooney had gone, hadn't he? Nooney was a state high, Graham Noon, yeah.
Jimmy, I was in charge of the lower school, so one of my responsibilities was to organise the end of term and end of semester school reports. And that was just before reports were done, totally on computers. And Jimmy was a form master of 2B, I think. I can't remember.
Broad goes out. He doesn't get that. This could be caught. Oh, he's taken that catch. I don't know how, but he's actually caught it. That was terrific.
Good stability. Look at him. Very good stability.
Ryan Broad would be feeling a little bit unlucky, but that's a good catch. At night time, if we get this here, he's in the dark over there. Ryan's hit the ball, and we'll find out later on who that is. He's just put the gloves up, and it's landed. Well done, good catch. So that's a big wicket for the...
He's the skipper coming in.
The skipper's coming in. He hit a couple of good ones in the first game, too.
Terrific player. He got 200 in 2 sessions in a game in Tasmania.
In 2
Terrific
sessions?
player. Yeah, he was out just before tea.
I was a bit surprised when I spoke to him earlier. I said, how many A-grade hundreds did he get? He reckons only about 12. I would have thought he got more than that, but 12's pretty good. 12's pretty good.
Anyway, getting back to your friend Jimmy Taylor, and so at the end of the semester, the form masters used to put them on my desk for signature. And Jimmy was always late. And I remember one semester his reports, in alphabetical order too, by the way, were well done Jack, well done Bill, well done Mervyn, well done Clive, well done whatever, and went on and on. And I said, Jimmy, I think you need to extrapolate a bit of them. He said, yeah, I was in a hurry, but they're all good blokes. So but that's what Jimmy was like, wasn't he? On the cricket field.
Yes.
He loved telling stories about that. And
he did. He was a very, very good man, died far too young. And, okay. So that was at grammar when you came back up.
Yeah, so I was there for maybe 4 years under the stewardship of Max Howe, who was a terrific supporter of mine.
Come back for 2 and get home comfortably.
And Max had found me for wherever I was. I'd left a couple of times to study and go and teach in the state system, but he found me, and I loved it. It was really terrific fun. It was good, not great facilities for sport, but anyway, suddenly Max walked in and he said, I'm going to retire at the end of the year. And I thought, geez, thanks, mate. And unfortunately, the electricity that existed between me and Max did not exist between the new headmaster.
Incumbent.
Yes, he was a gentleman of different persuasion than I, and that things happen in life, don't they? You're not sure about them. 2 or 3 things happen to you that are lucky. One, you get born to lucky parents, and 2, you might get 1 or 2 opportunities in life, and 3, you might meet a lovely lady. But you've got to make decisions about them. And this was one of those decisions. And this night, Max Walters and Alan Pettigrew offered me a job.
4 runs to Pearl.
At Queensland Cricket, and I took it. And here we are celebrating it. We're celebrating a generation of it, which was in hindsight, and I think my friend Goldie O'Hara behind us would sort of expand upon that because he was working there at the time. You know, we took a lot of risks. We didn't have a lot of money, but we just luckily
Jump in, come in and tell us about
performed well, and it was very much a team effort because the selectors were always behind us, and Barry and then Graham Dixon, and
I know, but they were the good old days too, weren't they?
They were, yeah. They were good fun, I'll tell you. But you see, today, you go to an under-19 championship now and a team has 7 or 8 people with it. You know, I used to go away with these people with no one. Or, you know, and that costs, you know, it doesn't cost as much. And it means that I've got to know the players well. And, you know, again, one of my teaching philosophies was that everyone's different. Know the game you're coaching so you can coach the player. Well, every player's different.
If I can say one of my observations of you too was that you had the courage to actually change things, and if you felt that there was a better way of doing it, please don't, I hope I'm not making you feel uncomfortable by saying this, but if you wanted to change things, if you thought there was a better way of doing it, you kind of didn't take no for an answer. You went out and did it. Is that a good observation from me, or fair? Would you say? Or?
Oh yeah, it would, Goldie. I think I was really lucky that Barry Richards was, you know, the CEO who had a great cricket brain, and was a really good supporter. But you know, I'd been a teacher, and I didn't have a massively, looks like a massively strong family DNA, so I had to fly by the seat of my pants, I suppose. And you know, I'd had a bit of experience working with Max Howell and running schools, so I kind of knew what would work. It was just a matter of getting people on board. Like when I decided to change all our approach to team preparation, which was different to what people had vision of what coaching was, like technique. Well, coaching's about translating technique to skill, and we wanted to win games of cricket. And I said, well, we've just got to practice matches, and we've got to utilise game sense. This is about 1994, by the way. So I spoke to my friends at Grammar and said, can we get 2 wickets a week with the great Bertie Oldfield as the curator? And we did, and we just played cricket there.
Yep.
Little scenarios, and of course, people who've run game sense know that they've got to have competition. There's no use playing darts against yourself or giving yourself gimmies on the golf course. You've got to play against something. So, whilst we did that for a season or two, maybe a season within our squads, I then utilised our relationship with club cricket and asked club players to come, so they were more opposition. Then I had an umpire come down, and then another umpire, and then people in the Shield squad. So in the end, every time those young blokes went to cricket training, they played a match. When you're out too, by the way.
Yep. And
we just learned how to play cricket, and it was really enjoyable. You know, I think when you say I'd go ahead and do things my own way, I must say that I was always mad keen to learn something.
Right, yep.
And learnt from other sports and other people, but I was never an academic coach. I really enjoyed academia in education, but you know, I always believed in not changing players. If they were the greatest measure that we have in cricket is the scorebook. Now we are inundated with measuring in cricket.
Yeah. Stats.
And absolutely. And not only...
Analysis by paralysis.
Absolutely, Goldie. And not only stats, but irrelevant stats that don't really matter. And, you know, if you hit the ball harder, it'll get to the fence quicker. Well, okay, whatever. But the scorebook has been the standalone measure of sport as cricket players anyway, forever. So
I remember one day I went up to you out at West, and I had my bat, and I had all these marks on my bat, on my grip, and you picked up my bat and said, "What the hell are all these things doing?" And I had too much going on in my head, and I wasn't batting well, and I had to think I've got to put my hands here. And what you said to me that day is, you've got to simplify things and get things, take all this clutter out of your head and just get back to basics. And look, here I am 40-something years later, and I still remember. So that's why, so just tell me this, so tell me what the approach, did Justin Poole call you and said, would you mind if we named the comp after you? Can you just tell us, have you, sorry if you've already said this, but have you said...
No.
What happened? Did Pooley ring you and said, what happened? Yeah.
Well, again, I've known him forever, since he was a young bloke, and then he started playing, representative cricket with me to the extent where, as I just said a few minutes ago, he's a super player. He got 200 before tea against a second 11 team as an 18-year-old. When he rang me up and asked me that last year, 15 months ago, it was very humbling, and I had to leaven my pride with humility a little, but I didn't have much choice because he told me he'd already bought the trophy and had it engraved. So,
I saw that. You can't say no to it, I've already got the trophy.
So I've thought a lot about it in that 18 months now, since this is, as Johnny Devine calls it, Toot Byron 2, as if we've got another state of origin next year. But anyway, what resonates with me about this is I don't want to be pretentious and call it a golden generation, but you were there, Goldie, you worked there as well. It was a time when maybe 20 people worked at Queensland Cricket. I was the fourth, I think, and
yes.
Peter Charles was the third.
Yes.
So here we are, and we're going well, and we'd reduced all the numbers of clubs and clutter and profit or grant hands out all the time, and tried to make it work.
Yes.
Which we did, and not only did we do well, we really supported women's cricket, we really supported country cricket, and it's a lovely shot, isn't it?
He's a good player,
This
isn't he?
Stephen Paulson is something else, isn't he?
He's got to retire too now, Toot. So what's he retiring on? 53. He's apparently at 53.
So
Are
who's
they
in
doing
now?
that? They should be replacing. He is. He's coming off. So 53 off 24.
Number 40 is Greg Hunt.
Yep, Greg. So what you're saying, so you basically realigned resources and made them more efficient.
Exactly.
That's what you did, didn't you?
Yeah, and talked about winning games. We wanted to win games. If it meant we declared or whatever we did, we wanted to win games. This is a bit of a sidebar, which I'm going to say, just to mention now. Greg Hunt played for New South Wales Colts in the Gregory Cup annual event, which was the first game ever at Allan Border Oval.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Again, just as a bit of a indication of sort of risking and taking risks and picking teams. We didn't have a super team, but we needed a captain. There was a young bloke who's a really good cricket player, again, who'd come through the emerging players, called Lockie Stevens, who was 19 at the time. Anyway, I said to this, look, he's got to be captain. They said, he's too young. I said, boys, we've just got to go for it. We're going okay at the moment. I think we'll do all right. So he was named captain. We went in, Ross Harris was his first wicket. It was like concrete. Anyway, they had a good team. Dean Burke, Philip Jakes, Greg Mail, Van Dynson, I think, played. Good bowling attack at Sutherland. Who else played? Benny Rohrer might have played in that game. Anyway, they had a pretty good team, probably better than us. Ed Cowan. But we were always competitive. Anyway, it got to the third day. We needed to get some runs. We were behind the 8 ball. Anyway, Pooley's young brother, who was a wicket keeper, Ryan Dasher Poole, got probably one of the best 60s you'd ever get.
Right.
So we go into day 4, we've got to win the game, and it was a bit wet, and they were all right. Berkey got 53, I think, for them. Mail got another 50, and anyway, Matthew Anderson, another terrific young bowler. He wasn't young, but at that stage, but anyway, he said to Lockie, it was raining, I can't bowl, and Lockie delivered an ultimatum, and then they got 6 for 75, and we won by 24 runs. One of the blokes who was absolutely dominant for New South Wales was Greg Hunt, who I'm looking at now.
Right.
Who batted unbelievably an hour ago.
So everybody just listening, everyone's listening, and you can see why Toot was chosen, because he's had an influence either directly or sometimes even indirectly with so many of these players of this particular era. And that's what Pilly was saying to me, and when I saw him interviewing you and I saw him interviewed, he said it's the input and the influence that Toots had on so many of these players. That's why it was just a no-brainer to have Toots' name attached to this particular cup. But Toot, you must just feel so blessed to have had cricket in your life and cricket. And then, like when I was working with you too, like it was just a dream, because I never felt like I went to work any day, because it was so much fun. And working in a place where you absolutely loved. I remember my first year was Alan Border's last year, and to actually be in the same room as him sometimes was just one of the great memories. But it's been just a wonderful part of your life, hasn't it, cricket?
Yeah, and I honestly, I can't tell you how, without being morbid and sort of revisiting the theatre of grief, but, my family life was pretty devoid. I had no brothers or sisters, and I had no aunties and uncles, and I had no grandparents. So I really didn't have anybody in the world to talk to about anything. How I became interested in cricket is beyond my comprehension. But I did, and I was fascinated, and I'd get wisdoms for Christmas, and I could tell you everyone who played county cricket and all the records, and I'd sort of play against myself, and I lived about 1.5 miles from Northern Districts at Waitara, and I'd go down there and sit under the grandstand with Jim O'Sullivan, who was the curator, with all the grass and the smells, and he taught me how to drink tea and eat Vegemite sandwiches, and how Stan McCabe bowled, and Bill O'Reilly, and then I graduated to be his helper, and then a couple of scorers and whatever. I was probably one of the most boring individuals in the world at that age. I'm pretty sure I was. But it just was part of my life, and
That's an 8 over the cover, I think. What a great shot. Sorry.
No, that's all right. And it morphed to that. When I decided to settle down, I don't mean that in the sort of gypsy mentality, with all respect to them, but I left Brisbane Grammar, within a 12-hour decision, because it was such a challenge to try and achieve what had never been achieved in Queensland cricket, to provide them with a vertically integrated pathway that was consistent and stable, and was able to produce some really good players. And not only that, but our coach education program, produced 27 or 28 coaches who coached within Australia and overseas, for other countries and for other states. And that, to me, is, that's one of my proudest moments, because I've spent the last 20 years overseas coaching coaches, and some of those people still talk about those years when they came out to Brisbane and met people, and they'd meet the Shield players, and Goldie had come up and talk to them, and they were great times, Oh,
for sure.
And
absolutely unforgettable.
Jalaluddin, for example, from Pakistan, who took the first hat trick in Pakistan cricket, and he's 66 now. He's in charge of coach education in the United States.
Yep. And what about, can you tell me, a question without notice, but one of your own personal sort of career highlights at cricket? I played against you at least once. I think it was at least once. But how about you? What heights? What's something? Is there something from your own personal career that springs to mind?
Nothing in particular, apart from every birthday party that I was asked to at school, I'd arrive in my cricket gear and I'd win the toss and win bat. So I'd bore the daylights out of them to the end. So I'm on the tennis court because a few of my friends was salubrious at that school. Nothing in particular. Winning competitions has always been my aim. I was never good enough. When I first started playing cricket in Sydney, they were uncovered wickets, so if you got to 20 or 25, you're going pretty well.
Yep.
But nothing really. I was never terrific at it. I just played quite a bit of first grade cricket, but a lot of it was interrupted, Goldie, because I had to study to be any good at my other profession, which was teaching, which I absolutely loved, and it really has encapsulated the way I coached, because my coaching philosophy and my sort of belief, I suppose, if you could say, one of my strengths, I believed in what I was doing and what I stood for, and I was always against net practice simply because we don't play in the nets, and it's very difficult to practice in the nets, especially if there's 2 or 3 people. It's like any of you played golf, you know, hitting balls on the driving range 2 feet away from people, 3 feet's hopeless.
Yeah.
And so game sense and winning games was fantastic, and being able to know enough about the game to respond to people's individual differences to an extent that they could succeed was fantastic. And, you know, we've now been drowned by the tsunami of, let's call it, high performance. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I've got nothing against it. But high performance is simply about measurement. And it's been taken on board from the Olympic movement. Now, as a lover of sport, like I am, you know, that initially, Olympics to me measured time, distances and weight. Now, that's got nothing to do with cricket. I don't know what do we measure in cricket? You know, if you're going to measure the variables in cricket on the first day of a 4-day game, that may be 50 overs, that's 300 balls. What do you measure? And then the big question, which again returns to my philosophy about why, what and how, what are you going to do and how are you going to do it? How are you going to measure someone? And then what happens? So if you understand what I'm talking, it's a very, very circular conversation, that, because here we have the opportunity to refer to a scorebook, every ball that people face, and if you know enough about the game, you can watch players and watch the way they perform and listen to them. And in the end, you don't need all this measurement. And this was reinforced to me a couple of years ago when a friend of mine who's a very, very outstanding and successful educator at the state primary system was asked how she responded to the NAPLAN scheme, which was pretty demanding at the time, and parents were wondering what it meant. And she said, it's easy. She said, we measure whom we treasure. And I thought, that is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, to translate that into my coaching philosophy, why don't we just measure what matters?
Yes.
And what matters to one player is not going to be the same that matters to another. So that puts the demand back on us as coaches to, one, be able to establish a very, very strong relationship with our player about him or her and their home life or whatever, and secondly, understand the game to be able to affect how they perform under match conditions, because otherwise coaching is just about technique, and talking to people about technique, anyone can do that. You could teach a swimmer a fantastic tumble term technique. I'm sure you don't go up to them after 2 laps and change it. And that's what happens when you measure everything. you're going to get something wrong. Well, what can you measure that doesn't really matter?
Yeah.
Let's measure what matters.
I remember in Greg Chappell speaking once about the selection of Ian Healy in the test side, and he went down, just to sort of piggyback off what you're saying there, and he went down to Tasmania. Specifically, they needed a keeper. They thought they needed a new keeper in the side. They watched him. They saw him interact. He saw a couple of things start after him, and he thought to himself, to be someone, you got to remind me of someone. And he said he reminded me of Rod Marsh in a way where he went about his cricket. He said, that's good enough for me. And as you know, after 6 first-class games, Hills gets picked for Australia. And it wasn't on the back of stats. It wasn't on the back of, all of these sort of measurements that you need these days. Of the fact that he really liked the way he went about his cricket, and 119 tests later, it wasn't a bad decision.
Well, I'm glad you talked about Heels, because in the early days, when Heels had just come back from Pakistan, we were pretty good mates, and he wanted me to help him and, well, at least facilitate his practice. So we used to meet on Sundays, and we'd had, in those days, those little shortened up coaching slips catches, remember?
Yep. Yes.
Not the big ones, but the little portable ones. So we used to go to Davies Park mainly, occasionally the Gabba, and with green stumps.
Yes.
Yellow stumps, I beg your pardon, plastic stumps.
Oh, yeah.
And Heels would get me to throw balls to him. And we'd angle the little slips catching cradle in different positions to be left-handers or right-handers, or full balls or Yorkers or short balls. And he would work hard, and I'm saying, gee, you're catching them well, mate, you're catching well. He taught me something then, which really, again, is a coaching motto that I've never forgot, that all coaches have eyes, but not all coaches can see. Now, here I am throwing balls to Healy and saying, good catch. He said, Toot, I want you to look at my feet. The best wicket keepers catch with their feet.
Yeah, right.
And I thought, mate, how simple is that?
Yep.
So 39 years later or something, if people talk to me about wicket keeping, they might shell a few catches. The first thing I do is look at their feet.
Yep.
And 99% of the time, they aren't moving their feet. Now, that was the conversation that Ian Healy and I had 39 years ago, and it taught me that I had to regulate my eyes to the right focus for me to give positive information to my player. In other words, I had to know the game so I could coach my player effectively. And that's been my mantra all my life, and you've got to keep learning that, and I'm still learning that, because I'm helping a young golf pro with coaching clinics down where I live. And it's not easy because they've never played golf. They don't know what it looks like. So I've got to be able to speak to them in their language and dialect. So it works, and that's about me as a coach.
That's a nice, well, that's a lovely story. Of course, we're sitting here at the Ian Healy Oval. There were fewer, as it turned out, better keepers in the world than him, and harder workers as well. He never took anything for granted. It was just a pleasure to play at the same club as him. That's out, is it?
Not sure, is he?
Yeah, he is. He's departing. Is that Pearly? Look, we've been a terrific chat here. Wonderful insights from someone who's had enormous experience. Yep, that's out. Bold. Pearly, he was batting terrifically well too, 35 off 17. And Greg Hunt, 23 off 14. They're well set here now, the Knights, aren't they? 10 runs and over plus, and looking good. Close enough to
Sam
11.
Curtis in.
Sam Curtis, the new player.
Looks like he's got someone else's trousers on too, doesn't it, Sam? Sprayed on.
No, good innings there by Pearly Butt.
Yeah, good player. Lovely player. Terrific, wonderful project that he's driven himself, and I hope if there is, according to Johnny DeBine, some Toot Byron 3s, 4s and 5s, that we get more fellas in who embrace this and who actually experience this environment, like Greg Hunt, who's from New South Wales and played for the mighty St George, is up here playing, and he knows. He just walked up to me tonight and said, "G'day."
Yeah,
I didn't recognise him.
Yeah. No, don't forget.
So those sort of things. This would be a wonderful opportunity to gather a number of these guys together and reminisce and respect each other and respect the game, and teach some people that the game is not all about personal remuneration, but the wonderful respect and charm and joy we get from being with each other. Because for you to sit down here, I haven't seen you for a few years, Goldie, and we could talk about things, a lot of things.
For hours.
Remember, he used to come into my office and we'd talk about a lot of heaps of stuff.
Yep, no, absolutely. Wonderful.
So
Wonderful.
thanks for having me.
It's so good. I was so pleased to hear that they'd honoured you with this recognition. And then when they asked if I could come and commentate it, I was thrilled to be able to be part of this, and I was really hoping you'd be up here and seeing you looking so well, mate.
Good, thanks.
It's fantastic. And thank you for all you've done.
Thanks.
This is part of the thank you, isn't it? Thank you for all you've done for cricket, and many cricketers, and most of these guys playing at this toot.
Yeah, thanks, Goldie. Lovely to hear.
Hopefully catch up again before the tournament's finished.
Well, you will, and Tabanga as well too.
Doing plenty of commentary the next few days. We'll get it in.
I hope so.
Thanks, boys.
Have a good rest of the evening, toot.
Yeah, it's lovely. Mate, if I had a VB, I'd have a better evening. Those tricky beers that you drink with names and flashes of light.
Well, let's just check in here too for 126. Wasn't that fantastic listening to two pioneers of cricket?
Still giving back too. That's what I love to see. He's still helping people out.
The youth cricket program to the Pathways program. And these things started because of the foresight of people like Toot Byron, who this whole tournament is named after. He was great to work with, Banger.
Yeah, you were there
Tremendous.
for, how many years did you work with him for?
6 or 6, I think.
Yeah.
6 or 7.
So you were marketing manager down there, weren't you, at that stage?
Eventually. I had a great boss, bloke called Andrew Blucher. Actually, he started the Bulls. He started the Bulls.
Yep.
All the monikers for all that.
Yep.
And he was a terrific boss because...
Played for West. He wasn't a bad cricketer, Blucher, either.
Yeah. He went to grammar, didn't he?
Went to grammar, yeah. Didn't hit a lot of boundaries.
No, he's a bit of a nudger.
Very good nudger.
Yeah, but he's a really
Wouldn't have brought a lot of crowds back to the game. He started T20, but he wouldn't have been real good at it.
One of the hardest workers I've ever worked with. He would work hours and make sure everything, and just but tremendous.
That's going to go for another boundary. Who we got bowling here, mate? Trail.
Yep, Trail, righto.
Trail, but yeah, no, he's a good man, Bleach. Good man. Doing a lot of good stuff with the family of league now.
Hey, you got that right. Mm-hmm. Good job.
Yep.
You probably
done a couple of
functions,
because
it's not the mental league anymore. Of course, it's now the family league. Craig Trail, number 79.
Craig Trail.
He bowling leggies.
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Sammy Curtis.
He landed that.
But no, only the one run. He just came straight out of the gym, Sammy Curtis. He's been as fit as a Mallee bull. And very, very proud. We got a text from his late granddad, Tony Curtis. Yeah, no, Tony Curtis, who was one of the great actors. Someone was trying to tell us that was his granddad before, but it's not. No relation.
Have to get up pretty early to fill us.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe they said that to us. But no, Greg Hunt, 25 off 16, batted well in the first innings, first game as well.
Pete was just saying he played in the New South Wales, like a cult side.
That's 4.
And he was a real good player.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is now too, of course, but he was...
Where's he from down there, do you know?
No, don't know.
I think he might have been Newcastle. I just got a funny feeling that he might have been around Bridgie and that area. I remember talking to someone about that, but we'll find out. That's the thing with this. There's a lot of players here that have come up from interstate. We've got a lot of Queenslanders. And Trail just needs to... He's giving it a bit of air. That's a better ball. Well bowled. Number 79. Umpires are here. There's 3 games on, mate. There's games out the back.
Our umpires, if I mention them, I don't think I have. Craig Dorr and Naveen Ninod are the umpires.
This could be out.
Oh, my goodness, he's taken another. That's the fellow who took the great catch down there. 88, who are you?
He's caught.
Let's give you a shout out. He's not on my list, I think, is he? Let's take a look.
That's taken by
Number
88.
80, Sam Hunt. Was that Greg Hunt to Sam Hunt?
Is that correct? Yeah, Greg Hunt's been caught by Sam Hunt. And I tell you
Look
what,
at the beard. He's got the hipster beard and everything. He's taken 2 outstanding catches down there,
he's
Sam.
shaking his head, Greg Hunt, but he can't shake his head. He's hit it straight down his throat.
He's going like a tracer bullet.
It was going like a tracer bullet, but he still hit it straight at him.
And it's nice and cool. He did hit it straight at him, but gee, that was a nice catch.
He didn't have a lot of time to think about it. Here we go.
Let's have a look.
We might get this if the cameras have got it. There we go. They've followed it. And he just had to snap it, didn't he? It was a
He
crocodile, but he
snapped
got
it
it.
all right.
He didn't have
He
a lot of
said-
time to crocodile that one.
Is it a little? No.
He's not carrying on too much either, was he? Just
He picking cherries. That was fantastic. Good on you, Sam Hunt, down there. That's his second really good catch.
That's 12.4 overs, 235. They've lost a few wickets, but we're going to see a few different batsmen coming out. I'd say we're going to see Ryan Poole soon, but I haven't seen him yet. So who have we got here? Who have we got coming out here? Was that number 29, is it? Number 29? Nicely played.
Sure it's 29.
No, I don't think it is. I'm just trying to look at it. It's a long way out there for the Knights. And
We'll come up in our score chart in a moment, I think.
Sammy Curtis is out there, number 69. We've got him.
Conwell.
What is Trent Conwell from Redlands?
Trent Conwell, number 20. But
There he is.
he may not be wearing 20. Let's just check on that.
No, that'd be
Yeah,
Trent.
he is 20. Right, Trent
bowls as
Conwell.
well. Yeah, no, good cricketer, Trent Conwell. He plays for the great Tigers.
Look at that. Look at our full moon banger.
Finally, they've got it.
Yeah, now
It's
our
pretty big, isn't it? It's a big moon compared to the... it's
cameraman's
huge.
out there. He's dressed like he's gone to the Antarctic. I think it's got a little bit cool out there. And he said, "I'll get you a good shot of the screen because if
If
you
you see
heard
it,
that
if
you
you
were
zoom
asking
in
for that."
there, yeah, imagine that. Here he is again, anyhow, bowling Stavaskas. Yeah, he's just swinging there. Trent Conwell is still pretty fit, still playing third grade. He captained third grade at Redlands last year. And he's a pilot with Qantas. He's captain.
Oh, okay. This is him. How do you pronounce Harry's surname again?
Harry Stavrakis. Oh, there, very well played. Little scoop shot from Curtis. And Stavrakis wasn't a bad delivery. But Curtis was equal to the occasion. How would you
Jimmy
pronounce it?
Torby coming past there,
Jimmy Torby.
organising the umpires, doing a fine job.
So how would you pronounce
I think it's Stav
Arakis?
Arakis.
Stavarakis.
Stavarakis.
Stavarakis. That's what I said.
Good, sort of.
That's another cover drive, off drive. Takes a single. Puts Trent Conwell back on strike.
The airport line pilot.
The
Qantas, you said.
yeah. But hang on a sec. We just got what's the score here now?
3 for 144. Curtis 13.
The,
Well, he'd be happy with that dot ball. Dot
Dot
ball,
ball,
like
yep.
gold in these circumstances. Okay, what are we looking at? So if they go another even 7 and over, that's 180, 190.
Oh,
We could get our first 200 here.
Just behind point. They'll come back for 2. Yeah, good chase. So everyone's out there listening on the YouTube channel.
Yep.
Or watching, our viewers.
Yeah,
Cricket Australia.
It's actually Australia over 40s dot cricket.
Oh, furniture removed. Conwell's out. Just trying to keep the runs going unselfishly. And tell you what, he can bowl this bloke. That was well bowled. Just tried to go down there, the scoop shot. Sometimes it doesn't pay off.
And that's a wicketkeeper.
Wasn't
killer.
even around, was it?
If he doesn't quite get it right, the wicketkeeper. That's why you definitely need to be wearing a helmet.
That's a quicker ball for 2 from Stavrakis. Well bowled. And
1 for 12 of his 2. He's really bowling nicely.
bowling really well. So Commel's out. Number 11 comes out to bat.
Steen Carlson.
Steen Carlson.
Looking forward to watching Steen bat. Hope he gets a...
I think he bowls better than he bats.
Does he?
Yeah. But he can still whack them.
Gee, he walks up all right like his dad.
He's got a bit of dad, didn't he? He's got a bit of
Just
feel
way
in the
he
walk.
walks,
He
the
has,
way-
hasn't he?
Yeah, nice and upright like his dad. He was one of the best cricketers ever to play at my club here at Norths.
Nickname? What's his nickname?
Portnoy.
Portnoy. Where did that come from? Don't know. There was someone did tell me one day what it was from. We'll find out again if you just want to text in, if you're out there watching. But yeah. Oh, a bit of air again.
Not afraid to throw it up, is he? We got the Sam Hunt there.
Sam Hunt's bowled.
Deep long on for the lefty. Don't hit it anywhere near him. He'll take it.
Yeah, nicely played round the corner. Just for 1. Fielded down there by
Look at Sammy. Just
Jamie Gerrity, who plays for Redlands, I just found out on the over 40 comp too.
Oh, there
and
you go.
for Australia over 40s. A lot of the Australian over 40 side are playing in this competition.
Yeah, and one from the last game who batted really well, who we were talking about.
Burton?
Claypool,
Claypool.
Queensland player. He's a Queensland player. Brent Addard, Claypool and Brenton Edwards all play for one of the teams.
Well bowled by Trail. Dives down, looking for the C and B. Unfortunately, just didn't carry. And Trail, have a look at this here.
Throws it
Well
up.
done.
That's the
Trail
wrong and
dives, and
he got a wicket with the wrong, and that did come out of the back of his hand then as well.
Yeah.
I love look at Sammy Hunt just lurking in the dark shadows out there. You can hardly see him. Hit it anywhere near it, you're gone.
Curtis just goes for the sweep shot. Doesn't get any of it. Come back for 2-leg buys. I would say there's not bad on that. We'll find out in a sec from the umps. No, must have got a bit of bat on it.
Umpire Craig Dorr. Thank you, Craig.
Craig Dorr. Great to see the umpires down here, scorers. A lot goes into getting a tournament like this.
No, not wrong.
Okay, I think Sammy Curtis at 14.4 overs, 4 down. He needs to go. He didn't get himself out otherwise. Just
There he
yeah,
goes.
that's a shot.
Yeah, he's kept it away from Sam at this occasion.
Yeah, that'll be 6.
Yeah,
Nice shot. Yeah, I
just-
think he plays better when he plays his shot, Sammy Curtis.
Waiting for the call from Sam down there. He's
me
she's
tell
given
you,
a
it was
signal that
6.
is 6.
Yeah, we could see it from here. Nice too, because if it goes over the fence, really hard to find because it's dark out there. See how dark it is?
It is dark now. So that's after 15 overs, 4 for 156.
Curtis 22 off 13, Carlson 1 off 1.
So going it over 10 and over. So that means you've got to get 200, don't you, if you're going 10 over at 15?
Well, I think so. Brian May playing or not? I haven't seen him. Have you seen Brian May?
No.
So we got.
He may be down for coming in another bit late.
Did we end up finding why the black pants? No, we didn't find that out. First game, we'll find that out for you. Yeah, I like this action, doesn't he? Just runs in just a couple of paces and then he's got a little bit of pace to him, hadn't he, Greg Hunt?
No, this is Stavrakis. No. Yep.
Oh, it's Stavrakis. Yeah, sorry. Yes, it is.
Just ambles in, but does enough.
Ooh.
That's cut back.
He's
2 for 12.
yeah, he's bowled well.
He's loving it. Look
I
at his
thought it was just easier to
smile on
say
his
Hunt
face.
than That's what easy to say Hunt than Stavrakis.
You just love Hunt. We've got Sam Hunt, Greg Hunt.
More Hunts here than it. Here he is, just ambles in and then bowls pretty sharply. That's an outside edge. Will run away for 4.
Got enough in it, didn't he? Curtis?
Yep. He's a good player, Curtis.
Starting to
You can
find
tell.
his
I mean, I think he
groove
bats up the order normally when he's last over. He hit that one. That was a good shot.
He wouldn't be out of place in as an All Black lock.
Yeah, no, he's a big lad. Straight
He's
drive.
hitting it nicely
threading
now,
it
isn't he?
off. Yeah, no,
He's starting to see it well.
He's
He's
slowing
starting
down. He was trying to force it a bit, wasn't he? Sometimes you just got to wait for the ball, don't you,
And
Grant?
you just want to wait. You just got to get a bat in too. You know, just start feeling a few in the middle, and he's done that already now. The first game. That's why it's important to get a bat.
Just take one. Running out chance if he was onto it, but it was probably not fielded as well as he would have liked. Run up back to Trail.
He's been floating it up. He's mixing it up between leggies and wrong'uns, and let's have a look when this one comes out.
Oh, that's been hitting nicely. Is there someone out there, or is that just going to go for 4? 4 runs? Just where we are in the commentary box here, it's very difficult to see. It's a bit of a blind spot.
We do have some blind spots. Let's have a look at the replay. He's got onto that nicely. 1 bounce.
Two bounces over the
mid-wicket.
the rope.
Mid-wicket. It's a lovely facility here, Banger, isn't it?
Certainly is. Certainly is. Queensland Cricket got behind. Norths have done very well to lobby.
Yep.
They needed another ground.
Well, they did, and they wanted a ground that women could use fairly freely. There's a lot of activity at Allan Border Field, and there's the big thing with this facility is there's 3 grounds, and that makes it. Oh, it's in the air.
It looked like it could have been a no ball.
It has been called no ball. That won't be out anyway. That it got caught.
So. What's been really good though too, Grant, from a Queensland cricket point of view in the last few years, there's a no ball from both of us. We're not. Free hit, is it? Free hit?
That means it's a free hit.
North's got all this facility built, but then from then now, Redlands have got new lights. Toombul have got lights,
Right.
which is fantastic.
Yeah.
No, it's hit beautifully to the boundary for 4. What a shot.
Oh, I think you might understate his capacity to bat.
Steen Carlson.
Yeah.
No, I just think he's a better bowler than a bat.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Not saying he can't bat.
Oh, and he's more a bowling.
Be
all-rounder.
careful because the word will get back to him, and he'll hear that I said he couldn't bat.
Well, that's why I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Toombul have got lights now, which is really cool. It's makes it a lot safer at Toombul.
He's throwing it up.
Different place down there now.
Yeah, good.
Greg Blake's done a great job.
Yeah,
Andrew
yeah.
Cranston.
Yeah, great. That brings the lefty back on strike.
Yeah, so Carlson's looking good, but he's only getting singles. He needs to hit a couple of Dorothys, I think, or a few
Well,
eights.
as long as he's been in for 4 balls.
Yeah, I know, but it's T20.
That's true, and he's now he's in the pointy end of the innings too, where he wants to get going.
Oh, that's straight down the ground from. Is that bounced or is it got over? He's given it 6.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, Sammy Curtis is just decided that if it's full, he'll take trail all the way.
Look, I really like the fact that Trail's
Tossing it up.
gutsy enough to do that, but you got to land. Someone got to land on the pitch.
Yeah, Pete, that'll be. This time it's through mid-off for another 4. What a great shot. That's one of the better shots he's played.
Yeah.
Curtis, have a look at this. He uses his feet, gets to it, and just drives it straight through.
The idea with any type of spin bowling is as often as you can get it above eye line, but every now and then too, you just got to
Hit the deck.
hit the deck.
But I like it though. I like seeing the air.
Yeah.
It's gone for another boundary. So at the moment, Curtis now has taken a liking to trail.
And the captain said, "Well, I'm not going to put anybody back."
Yeah.
And that was probably a case too drag someone back there, given that
So
Sporty's bowler.
certainly 16 overs, 4 for 163.
And that means that the 200 is well within reach, you would
Certainly
have thought.
is. Certainly is. Certainly some very good innings here from Sammy Curtis. Andrew Downton, I thought he was injured earlier on, mate. I had a bit of a chat to him, the former first-class fast bowler from Tasmania.
Yeah.
But he's okay.
Good.
He was just being rested
Right.
by Poole.
Right.
And just changing the scoreboard over. Oh, good Yorker from Staffarakis.
Yeah, well bowled.
Just takes a single. But by him getting the single, Carlson puts Curtis back on strike.
And he's starting to see them well, isn't he?
Chose his own number, he told me.
Okay.
One of his favourites, he said. Let's take a single. Takes the score along to 164 for 4. So round robin, so how many games all up do they play?
Well,
About 4 or 5, I suppose?
yeah, they play 4 all up, and then you've got semis and finals.
Finals on Sunday.
The finals on Sunday, yes. they're
2
both-
semis and finals on
yeah,
Sunday,
the
yep.
first semi-final at Ian Healy Ovals at 10 a.m. on Sunday, and then followed by the final at 2 p.m.
Stavarakis. Oh, goes for the scoop, does Steen Carlson.
Well
Sammy Curtis, actually.
Well taken by the keeper, Ritz Zima.
Yeah, that's the keeper's name.
Zima, yep. Wayne Ritzema. Well taken.
A few tougher ones there, isn't there? Court Zima bowls to Stavarakis. Oh, there goes he says well bowled. He's out. Beautifully bowled.
The zingers, the lights flash.
Stavarakis.
That's an off stump.
Here we
it's
go.
a
Look at
Yorker
this.
length. Beautifully
yeah, just
pitched.
I tried to go. I think I'll have to say to Sammy Curtis, obviously his coach, I'd say, mate, when you go down the ground straight, you play very, very well. You don't need to play this cross the line stuff.
Right.
Out comes number 9. It's Ryan Poole.
Ryan Pearl. So far we've had Paulson, 53 off 24 retired. Broad. A bit quiet today, 4 off 11.
Couldn't get it going yet. They
Couldn't
just
get going
weren't.
early.
They weren't coming onto him, and he likes it coming onto the bat.
Pooley, 35 off 17, and Curtis just out, 27 off 16.
And Ryan Poole, who prolific score of runs at Wynnum Manly and started his career down at Redlands. Might have been at Wynnum before that even, as he went there. But is now the coach also of the Wynnum Manly Seagulls first grade side.
Shot.
That's a good shot, isn't it? First up, first ball. Just waited for that.
Now he won't be happy with that. Not only was it the last ball of the over, but was it? Yep, last ball of the over, but it was too short. I know bowlers hate going.
Who's going to bowl here? They're going to
Over
give.
the
They're
last
going to
ball.
give another over to Trail. They are.
Well, they need to give him some support.
Well, that's giving him a lot of support.
You know, down the ground.
I like it. I think it's fantastic. Because the other thing is, Curtis is out,
That's
and
right.
he was one that was doing the damage.
He was.
So keep tossing it up. Carlson, this is a good captaincy decision if it works.
You happy with that?
Yep.
Oh, that's a big statement.
Yep.
It's a good decision if it works.
That's-
You're a genius.
he's going to get a wicket here, Trail.
It's going to work.
Oh no, Trail is just shattered. He's done everything right. He's created
The false shot.
the false shot. He's been given the extra over after going the journey last over.
Is that Harry? Stravakis?
Might have been whoever it was.
I think he got
Tough out there.
Well, it is tough, but he got sort of tripped up.
I think he fell over. Tripped over his own ankles, which can happen.
Does happen.
Oh, that's. Oh,
That's
he's going to
fine.
get a
That's-
wicket here too.
He goes wide.
Another catch. Oh,
White was making ground, but
White made good ground and then somehow he got a white feather in his eye.
Oh,
Is that harsh?
bit hard. Very harsh. It's,
I thought
it's 14
I
degrees.
thought he put the brakes on.
He's got a whole tournament to play.
Anyhow, I don't care. Trail wanted him to go a bit harder for it. Oh, there's a fully. Oh, nearly gets the wicket. It's a no. Called a no ball. I reckon that's a bit tough.
Yeah, it was
Because he's
dipping,
bowling
wasn't it?
leggies.
He's bowling
It
leggies,
dropped.
and it was dropping.
This is great. I mean, this is ridiculous what's happening here, Trail. He's got an umpire saying that it's a free hit. So he's had a drop catch, one that could have been had a crack at.
Yeah.
And then he's been done for a no ball when it wasn't a no ball, and it's a free hit. And this is going to be up in the air. They haven't got this at all.
White's got to come around.
White will come around and
Keep it to 1 if he picks it up.
and does. So this is just a licorice, isn't it?
Well, they're just mishitting it. I think they're trying to hit it too hard.
I just love to see Trail get another wicket.
Yeah, but I think Pooley's going to have
He's already got one for
his
53.
measure here.
Oh, that's full. No one down there. Poole just waited for it.
Yeah.
He's been waiting all. Wait, he's a good waiter.
You can't be full wide either.
Just lost it down the leg side there, Trail. Couple of balls to go. One for 57.
As you see, he could have done it. Look at that. 2-1, no ball, 1-4.
Yeah, no, it's been. I thought both should have been. Would have been a great catch. Second one. But yeah, I think Trail could do some damage. I just love the air, but just not hitting the wicket.
You've got to hit the wicket, yeah. But
That's-
maybe look, that was a dot.
But they're also using their feet.
And that was a dot.
They're creating these full tosses.
Here we go.
It's close to a catch. But goes for 4. You know what? Probably gone for what off that over? About 10 or 12?
Yeah.
I don't think. Oh, it's 6.
6, right.
I don't think it was the worst over.
11, 12, 14.
4.
14 they went for, and a 5 for
Yeah,
212.
I think it was the worst. I used to say that when I was bowling, when I got hit for 14. I said, it wasn't that bad an over.
No,
Can I have another one?
got a little unlucky.
Can I have another over? And Rowdy had said, no. You done? The worst one was that with Trimble that day.
Oh.
Rowdy said, can you pull a hammy? And I said, I've only bowled 3 balls. He said, yeah, but I don't want you to bowl the last 3. 18 of the 3. Guess what happened though? Knocked his furniture over.
Joking.
Yep. Out. Glenn, gone.
He was exhausted.
Walked him into the dressing room and told him that he was
Showed him which way to go.
never ever live that
So
down. And
you
he
got
has
Glenn
it.
Trimble's wicket.
He's one of my not a test wicket, but it's an Australian wicket.
He played 1 day for Australia.
Yep. There's a few. I got Cozy. You got them all.
Kosher.
Yeah.
Joking. He could play,
A lot
can't
of
he?
unlucky batsmen. A lot more in 4th grade. There was a lot more in 4th grade. You didn't bowl.
Cozier.
You didn't ever bowl. Yeah, Cozy. You got Cozy.
How do you get him out?
Oh, it's a long story, but I'll tell you one day.
Wow.
Yep.
100 his first test against the West Indies.
Yep. You reckon he's more famous for me getting him out than that, though?
Yeah, general manager of Intermission Golf Club for a while.
Yeah, now he's.
Now we're down to the last over. Banger, look at this.
Here we got-
212, 200 easily.
Oh,
That's
huge.
Oh, I hope
That's going to hit someone in the
yep. In the
netball court. That's a 16. Look at this.
boy, oh boy, that's gone a long way.
That's Steen Carlson.
I hope that hasn't gone into the net.
That was big. That's Steen Carlson.
That will give me a chance. I think we should well and truly acknowledge our sponsors of this tournament, Banger. Shaw and Partners Financial Services,
Yeah, aren't they great?
East Coast Building Consultants,
Yep.
RJR Sports, there with the cricket balls.
Yep,
I mean,
yep.
we might call them in right now. And the Poolside Pool Cleaning Services from Poolside.
Is that right? Is that Justin's company? No, just a pool. What do they call? Poolside.
Poolside.
But
they're
nothing. Justin has got nothing. He doesn't own it.
called. No, I don't think so. I don't know. I actually don't know. That's
No.
something we need to check. But
Just because his name's Pool doesn't make it reason to own the pool
isn't
company.
that good of those guys to be supporting this
Oh, mate, you don't. Nothing happens like this without sponsors.
No.
They're going to struggle to find this ball. I think that's where the pool. What's the company that does the balls?
That's RJR Sports.
They're going to be needing to get a lot of balls. This is the last over. What are they doing here, the umpires? They're walking towards us.
They're going to look for a new.
I told you Steen Carlson.
RJR ball.
I told you Steen Carlson was a fine batsman, didn't I?
You said, yeah. Look, you said he's. That means he's a dynamic bowler.
Yes.
He had 28 off 14. He's hitting it like his dad, which is not a bad thing at all.
Many people do say, as you said earlier on, that Phil Carlson was one of the better cricketers that ever played the game in Queensland.
Yeah, he really.
It's so much ability.
I used to love watching him play for Queensland.
Yeah, I did too. I really enjoyed him. He was such a lovely man too, wasn't he? Such a good man.
Yeah, definitely. So this tournament's gone from, as we were saying before, we've got the ball back. Yeah, I think we have 6 to 8 teams. We've now got the Prawns, your favourite team.
Yeah, I like them. They're from down Northern Rivers.
And the Canes, yeah. Central Queensland Canes. We've got players from New South Wales have come up for that tournament. And we've got Hunt coming in to finish off.
Yeah, Hunty's taken 2 fine catches.
Sure has.
Oh, that's another Dorothy. Is it?
No, it's going
Going to bounce.
bounced.
Hard to see out there. The lights are good, but
The lights
they,
are really
they
good.
could have another set there, couldn't they?
But you're right. There are some dark spots, and if you're not with the dark uniforms of the Eagles,
Yeah.
maybe it's a bit hard to pick up.
You could lose a few players out there, couldn't you? It would be hard to catch up with some of them. Then where Michael
Yeah.
Maynard used to field.
Yeah,
It'd be hard to pick up. Duck.
Sam Hunt.
Wasn't he a good player, Ducky?
Ah, yeah.
Is he one of the better blokes you've ever met in your
Ever.
life?
Anyone, ask anyone.
Love the ridge. They could take a few here. There's no one chasing that. They'll got to come
Picks
back
up and
for
throws
2.
his out. No, I can't get it. So that's 2 to Carlson, inside edge. I'll take him on to 30 from 15.
Yeah, that's he's done his job, hasn't he? He's really done his job, and it's 220. That's a good score. They got to win this game though. They lost the first game, the Surfers, the Knights. It'll be interesting to see how the Surfers go. The Eagles, sorry. Excuse me there, mate.
We might have just lost our scorecard.
Yeah, it's back again.
There it is. 225.
Last ball. Oh, that's
to
been
finish
timed superbly and dropped out there on the boundary.
Oh, stopped. I think that's a good stop.
Yep, so it saved a single. And that's it. 5 for 226. Steen Carlson ended up on 32 from 17 balls. Did a great job. Ryan Poole, 17 off 7. He did a good as well. Did a great job coming in late in the innings. And as you ran through some of the scores from the earlier on, tell us who scored the runs for the Knights.
Yeah,
Grant?
For the Knights, what a good innings. 220. Paulson, 53 off 24. Broad, 4 off 11. Curtis, 27 off 16. The captain, Pooley, 35 off 17. And Steen Carlson, 32 off 17. A really good knock there at the end. Total of 500. 5 for 226. It'll be a really strong case chase by the Eagles if they are to get anywhere near that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go. I'm not sure. I haven't seen Brian May out there, so I don't think he's playing this game. But we haven't seen some of the other batsmen from this side, so I'm looking forward to seeing a few of them come out and have a go and chase it here at the Ian Healy Oval in the Toot Byron Cup. We're back shortly, Grant.
Take me back to when I couldn't count the times I bit my tongue and the taste of blood in my mouth. The faces in the trees would smile and wait. They'd ask me how I'd been since yesterday. In a strange...
Get left arm quick.
Have a look at that. What a sight we've got here at Northern Suburbs, the Ian Healy Oval. We've got the 2 Byron Cup 2025, and it's game 2, day 1. It's the Knights versus the Eagles, and the Eagles banger have got it all to do, haven't they? Chasing 227 to win. What a great innings.
Oh, yeah, no, what a 225. I'm asking my mate Milts that if he can grab us a bottle of water. He's a good man. He's just going to top it up in the toilets. Thank you, mate. Yeah, no, that was some good batting, wasn't there? Some really good batting.
So the Knights, they've one down. They've already lost one game so far this tournament. First game of the tournament versus the Surfers. So they really need to win this game against the Eagles. Justin Poole, their captain, they won the toss, decided to bat like he did in the first game. This time they got off to a flyer, 226.
We've got Wayne Ritzimer and Simon Fay. I'm going to go and just find out. See if anyone can just tell me a little bit about these guys, and I'll come back. You cover it for 1 second there, Grant?
No problem. And looks like we've got Steen Carlson, who batted very well. Looks like he's going to take up the attack. If you're joining us for the first time, Paulson 53 off 24, Broad 4 off 11, Curtis 27 off 16, Justin Poole 35 off 17, and Steen Carlson 32 off 17. The Knights 5 for 226. There will be Carlson from the northern end. And he will be bowling to number 77. Simon Fay for the Eagles will be opening batting, the left-hander, Simon Fay. He's joined by Ritzimer, Wayne Ritzimer will be at the non-strikers end. Our umpires this evening, Craig Gore will be the umpire at the northern end, the end that Steen is bowling from, and Naveen Nimod.
Okay, Fay, I've just found out, it's from Canberra.
Canberra.
Players has come up for this tournament, and Ritzimer's from WA. He's a WA captain. And they've flown over for the tournament from Western Australia, Grant.
Hey, that's a good get.
How good's that?
That's great background.
And Fay is, so he's up from Canberra. So Steen Carlson, he's got the ball in his hand. All-rounder. Steen. So who's facing there, mate? At the moment, it's Fay facing, is it?
Fay's facing the left-hander.
You can call him. I'll
All right.
have a bit of a look around, find out a bit more about these guys. We've got a couple of Australian players in this side too, so this will be interesting. They're going to go from the start, though.
Playing a mess outside off, well bowled, good line. Steen, good line and length. Banger and I both rapped that he walks like his dad. He played Test cricket.
His brother Kurt, as we said, was a PGA professional. I think he may have led the. Here we go. Oh, here's a run out chance.
That would have been out too. That was a leg by.
Yeah, I think he led the Aussie Open.
Not
called
called
a bat.
He's called that bat. Or has he forgotten? Or no? All right, that was a bat.
Kurt Kurt, very, very good golfer. Probably, and he'd admit to it, one of his weaknesses was he used to fire up a bit, like a lot of pro golfers do.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, he'd fire up. But no, he's a very, very good player. Not sure whether Kurt played a lot of cricket, but lovely family, mate, as we talked about earlier.
Absolutely. That brings Wayne Ridzema onto strike. Now, where's he from? Western Australia.
Western Australia.
Western Australia. How about that?
So he's had some come over to play in this Toot Byron.
Slip in. Poole going on to the attack.
Oh, that's a nice looking shot first up.
Yeah, it's a good start.
Need to go though. Can't muck around out there.
Well, it's one of those, isn't it? Like, you don't want to lose wickets either. Let's try and build a bit of a launching pad, but if you can go, but good bowling. Good line length.
Yeah, just talking to the umpires before, there's a couple of little spots out there that have been a bit hard to pick up the ball. And is there a couple of lights that are out there, Grant?
I reckon it does look like that. I thought that.
Couple not working, I don't think, up there.
We may see it's down a lux or two, Banger.
I think that's what's happened. Yeah.
I don't claim to be a light lux expert, but
Yeah.
it looks like there are a couple out.
Yeah.
It's causing a little bit.
I used the Lux this morning when I was in the shower. Yeah, soap. Is that the Lux soap?
Yeah.
What's the Lux? So what's the Lux in lighting term? What does it mean? Like, is it a?
I think it has something to do with the power of or the strength of the light.
Yep. I think it's.
Like at the Gabba.
Yep. What's at the Gabba? How many Luxes?
No, I can't. We used to work there, of course.
Yeah, you did. You obviously didn't take a lot of notice of the lights.
No, in fact, I'm going to now that you've mentioned it. I'd like to know.
I had a Luxor soup.
Wasn't that a good over by Steen to bowl just a one run over when a team's chasing 226?
That was a good over. He didn't bowl that well in the first game. And it's just interesting, you get a game under your sleeve. He's come out and scored some runs and bowled well. And this is bowling at this end. First up will be Andrew Downton, who we thought was injured last game. Former first-class cricketer, took 102 first-class wickets, 99 for Tassie and a couple in the middle of South Africa somewhere, I think it was.
It was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Nimbia.
Yeah. I think that was an A game, he said, but was given first-class status.
To get him over get him to 100.
Yeah.
How good's that?
He's cleared the air there. The sweeper will come around, pick that up, and 2.
And plays in the Australian side, Downton.
Yep, I commentated when they played in that. There was a 4-team tournament: Australia, New Zealand, USA, and Canada.
I think I did the first day. I missed you. You were here for the next couple of days.
And I really enjoyed it. He bowled well. Got under that. Is that chipper going back? We'll pick that up.
Chip, not a wasn't a sprinter, I don't think.
Took a nice catch the first game. Ball followed him a little bit.
Yeah, no, he did well. He dropped one early, then he took the good catch later on.
Fay, back foot, punch. Can't find the gap.
Brisbane Lions playing tonight.
That's my team, Carlton.
Oh, against the. I reckon Carlton could cause an upset tonight.
Get on with me.
I tell you, if they are, they're going to have to come back from 46 to 27.
Oh, okay, we're still in it.
Quarter 2.
That was a wide. That would be a re-bowl. Wide outside off stump.
I did feel for Michael Voss, though.
Oh, so disappointed for him. Down to Fay. Drives down the ground. That'll be 4. Stand and deliver. Lovely shot.
Magnificent shot by Fay. Just waited for that, didn't he? Just took the first-class bowler on the up, straight down the ground for 4. It's a tough game, that coaching, isn't it? At any level.
Yeah, there's only 2 types of coaches.
Sacked and not sacked.
About to be sacked.
Yeah, true.
Unless you're one of the legends. Fay. Let's go outside off. Umpire will call that a wide as well. Ooh. And Doughton may be feeling the effects of not having bowled for a while,
I agree
perhaps.
I agree with you. He should have probably bowled a little bit more in that first game. And I think Captain Poole thought he'd rest him, but at this level, they've got to get overs into him.
That's right. And everyone, that's beaten everyone. It's beaten the batter, it's beaten the keeper, and it'll go down for 4 byes.
Won't beat the boundary rope.
4 byes.
Byes?
Yep.
You ever think about umpiring?
I've done it once in England.
yeah.
I was terrible.
Yeah.
I was so bad.
Yeah, no,
I gave people out when they weren't out. I thought they'd hit it. I was trying my hardest, and I thought, this is a lot harder than it looks, this caper. Flicks, that'll be 4 runs.
This is a lot better over for the Eagles.
Fay just Downton drifts onto Fay's pads, and the leggies, they left-handers, they do not
He'd be
miss.
disappointed with that one, he Downton.
They don't miss on their legs, do they, the lefties?
How many off that over? 19? No, what after off the first over? Was it 2 off the first over?
So that's 8, 12.
17.
Couple of, yep.
Yeah, no, it's umpiring. I do admire him too. The bloke that I cannot believe became an umpire was Peter Clifford.
Yeah?
He was
Yeah.
such a...
Was he good?
I think he went all right.
Yeah.
He umpired first grade, Cliffo, but I mean, as a cricketer, he was frustrated by umpires. He
Always.
was angry, grumpy.
And then became one.
Became one, yeah. He enjoyed it. Apparently one day, one of the great stories with Cliffo was apparently a guy didn't play a shot and there was a big shout and he said, not out this time, which I really like. I really like. It's sort of like, do it again, mate, and I'm going to give you.
Steen de Ritsema.
He's just been away with the Emus with Peter Parker. Took a side over to Scotland.
Beautiful. Good to see Porky here. Porky Parker, the umpire. Very good umpire, Porky.
He was, wasn't he?
Did a lot of Australian games, a lot of those one-days and the halcyon days. Watched firsthand as players like Michael Bevan and...
Invented the 12-ball over.
He did. He did. I was there that day.
Where?
Saw it live.
You'd been there for a while for that over.
Was. We're never getting home. Didn't quite get it. Short.
He also umpired the
Look
game.
for 2.
He umpired the game when Australia were in a lot of trouble in Tassie, and Gilchrist and Langer put on about 200 or 300 and they ended up beating Pakistan.
First time.
Might have just missed a caught behind in that one, just a little one, but they don't always get them right.
No referrals in those days, banger. Probably cost you and your career.
I would have got a lot more. I reckon a lot more wickets.
Yeah, if you could have reviewed.
I would have referred all the time.
Yeah.
And I reckon, and my captains are going, no, mate, it's going down leg, you idiot. Would you have been a referrer?
True.
Would you have been a referrer?
Keeper, mate. We're always
No,
fair.
when you were batting.
Only ever appeal when they were out keepers, as you know.
Will I come back for more? But when you were batting, would you have been like Marnus and that? Would you have been trying to, if you thought you weren't out LB?
One day I was batting against Billy Aubrey.
Billy Aubrey, what a legend.
And he appealed for LBW, and I walked before the umpire put his finger up.
Did you?
It was that out.
Billy Aubrey. I got a Billy Aubrey story. I was batting on the moon at Bottomley Park.
On 2.
And I nicked one, and it half volleyed into his hand. And Billy threw it in the air. Claimed it. And I had that much respect for the bloke. He thought he caught it.
Yeah. You walked off.
I just walked off.
Yeah.
said, and one of the boys said, what? He caught that on the half volley. Why didn't you say something? I said, mate, if Billy thought he caught it, I wasn't going to say anything.
There's a famous one like that.
More famous than my one. In third grade, I
South
bottled it
Africa.
too.
Marginally.
Yes.
Ian Chappell,
Yeah.
famous tour of South Africa in 1970. We had just come from Pakistan or India, and they were all crook. They'd had enough.
Yeah.
But they've gone to South... And back over in South Africa the day, they would toss and then do the wicket after the toss.
Oh.
South Africa won 4 out of 4 tosses. We get to the second, I think it was the second test, and Chappell's on about 70, 80 and going well with Dougie Walters.
Yep.
Snicks one to Tiger Lance, who scoops it on the bounce.
Half volley.
Threw it up.
Yep.
Chappell, as he did, took matters into his own hand, turned around to Lance and said, did you catch it? He said, yes. He said, that's good enough for me. Batted on the arm, walked off. There's a fella called Irvine at first slip said, Tiger, I think that bounced. He said, well, he didn't ask me that. He asked me if I'd caught it.
Is that right? Is that true?
That's a true story. Tiger told that when we were over there in a...
Oh, wow. And Ian just walked off, though. He thought that was... Yep.
Like you.
Yep.
He said, it's good enough for me. I don't need an umpire to give me out.
No.
If you said, he said, he didn't ask me if I caught it on the bounce. Okay, new bowler, number 5 for the Knights. I reckon that's Hunt, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Or Dicko. No, it's Dixon.
Yeah, Dixon, who bowled all right that first innings. Here's Steen Carlson. He has a good couple of overs and gets a break. Walks off.
Well, he was bowling from the other end. Oh, he's off. So was he?
No, he just walked past.
Oh, yeah. Chris Dixon, who was on a hat-trick in the first game.
Yep.
Remember that banger? He was sort of a bit loose, and
He
then
was.
all
He
of a sudden he got...
bowled a pour over, and then he came on and was on a hat trick. Both thought they weren't out LB, but guess what? I told them they were when I saw them. Said it looked like you were salmon trout.
Yep. And did one say they hit it?
Oh, he wasn't sure, but he just...
Well, if you're not sure, you're not. You're
Sure,
out.
You're out. We wanted to make
If
it.
you're not sure as a batter, the umpire knows what's going on.
Tough game.
Dicko, Ritzema and Fave. Ritzema could probably hit the go button a little bit here, couldn't he?
Well, you're going to have to. It's 20 overs multiplied into 225. That works out to me with my maths about 11 to 12 runs and over.
Yeah.
Probably 12 runs and over. And at the moment, they're going all right. They're about, what are they looking at, 8 or 9? So they can increase that.
Yeah, that 17 was good, wasn't it?
The 17 was real
That
good.
certainly didn't hurt.
But Dixon can be a bit loose, so they've got to get onto the loose ones. Well bowled. Where's the Toot Byron cup? Is it a cup or a shield?
Cup.
Cup. Let's have a look at that. And Toot's driven up all the way up from Ocean Shores today. He's here for a few days. Geez, those guys at Pooley in that era just love him, don't they? Because that's when he coached that 19 side, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He'd go away with them all and look after them and...
Teach them about cricket, teach them to be good people, and teach them about life. That was Toot's way of going about things.
And teach them to go and have a beer with the opposition in the dressing room.
Yeah.
Go and have a chat to the other team, which is what you should be doing. It doesn't happen as much, apparently.
One thing with Toot, he really took a global view of things, like one day, like you and I, Banger, we played against each other.
Yep.
Who would have thought?
Oh.
All these years later that we're
That's
sitting
four.
here,
Talking cricket.
talking cricket, things that we love. And I just had this, I don't know about you, but if you're a dill on the field, often that translated to being a dill off the field.
100%. Yeah.
You could play hard, you could play tough, but if you got personal and you're sledging and that's one thing I can say. I look back and I go, the good blokes, they remain good blokes. You know that they're a good bloke, and you want to talk to them, you want to have a beer with them, all those types of things. But anyone who got personal, worked out that they were actually dills.
Yeah, the deal. There was one
Do
bloke.
you agree with that?
No, I agree with you, but there was one bloke that the Trents went across that, got away with it, who was probably one of the biggest deals on the cricket field that I ever played against. Now, what he used to do, sledging, the whole lot, he's not with us anymore. But off the field, I loved him.
Yeah.
He was great company. Russell Hinchcliffe.
Really?
Did you play against Russell?
Yeah, I know.
Rusty on the field. Rusty was absolutely. But if he took the time to go and have a beer with him, mate, he was one of the nicest blokes.
Did he teach?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I went to
Mate,
teach
he was a ripping bloke. I just loved his company. I remember one day we were playing at
That's a
Turnbull.
nice shot.
That's 4, is it?
No, we've got the chipper. Is that chipper?
I don't know. I think it
Jeez,
might have
he's
gone.
tried hard down there.
I think it's
It
gone
was
for
chipper.
4. But we were playing at Turnbull, and one of our young batsmen, Damien Vescovi, who was a good cricketer, keeper.
Yeah.
Rusty had given him, Russell had given him a almighty bake for about 3 hours while he was batting. And then walked in after the game with a couple of stubbies and said, well batted, mate.
Trent Comwell's on from the northern end.
Trent will bowl well here. This will suit him.
Ritzema
He's
pushes
good.
one.
He's good action, isn't he?
Yeah. Nice fluid action.
Yeah, this runs in. Big, strong lad.
I'll just check. The Knights were 1 for 49 off 5.
What are the Eagles?
Well, they're none for 35 off
4.2.
So a couple
Very
of
close.
boundary here, and it's kind of line bull, isn't it?
Yeah.
They obviously hit the accelerator button quite substantially, the Knights, around that sort of 10, 12, 13 over mark.
Milts is out of here. He wants to get home before midnight. Oh, a bit of bat. Yeah, so he's still playing, Trent Comwell, still playing 3rd grade.
Well, it
So,
looks like it.
yeah.
Isn't it good? I mean, it's great to have the master players playing in the grade still.
Oh, yeah. There's a few of them there. I mean, as we said before, with
Got that down the leg.
Oh,
There's Chipper.
nearly-
Chipper's got it.
nearly lost that. But we were talking before with a few of the cricketers that played in that first game. Big Ash Renouf bowled superbly. Benny Lachlan. Benny Lachlan could still play first grade.
He certainly looks fit enough to do that. And he bowled well too, didn't he? And batted beautifully.
Great to see him playing in this. I know a lot of this is about. I mean, they're not getting paid, or there's no money. I mean, Benny
Well,
Lachlan's
they're paying to play.
Benny Lachlan's been paid a fair bit of money to play cricket in the last 20 years, and here he is, no pay, just to play with his mates.
Yeah, and I think I heard someone say that he was down to play in another one of these T20s somewhere, and he just didn't make the cut this time or something. Let's check that.
Masters, one of the Masters.
No, I
ones.
think it was better than that.
Oh, there's a good shot.
It's a drop kick. That's the old-fashioned drop kick straight over. That's the long on mid-wicket region for 4. Lovely shot there by, was that Ritzema, the right-hander? Yes.
Yeah, they're going all right. These boys going all right. No jet lag there from WA.
1 bounce, 2 bounces, 3 into the boundary. Right into the pocket there, that clear space on the onside.
So the Queensland side will get chosen from this tournament,
Yep.
after this tournament.
This tournament has a say in it. I know that. That came through the interview that Johnny Devine did with Justin Poole.
Different tournaments, Grant. What about at the moment? You've got the Australian A playing up against Sri Lanka A. Renshaw's getting runs after runs after runs. And now they're talking about picking him for the Australian side in the Ashes.
Oh,
Isn't it? It can just sometimes mean you can just pick the right tournament.
I tell you what would be fantastic, I think.
Yep.
It's the first ever T20 World Cup for the over 40s, and it's in Pakistan.
Yes, next year.
No, December.
Oh, it's December this year.
So Pooley said that it's a great tour, the Pakistan tour.
Thinking of 2? No. Good decision.
He said it's a really good tour. Yeah. So
There's war over there, wasn't it? No, that's That was just sort of started, but didn't, hopefully.
Oh no, well that's what I mean. You'd want to make sure that everything's going. And he said if things do get,
Yeah.
they'll
If they
find
develop.
they're going to try and find another venue, a backup venue.
Afghanistan or somewhere.
Dickinson back in the strike.
But I think that's been sorted, that thing. There was a little bit of stuff happening, and then hopefully it's all right, because they played a lot of cricket in Sharjah, didn't they, over time, because of what's been going on over there. But I'd love to see Pakistan cricket is fantastic. Always loved the Pakistan players. Oh, there's someone out there. Oh,
one
bounces one.
They'll pick up one.
Bowler's end. But Safraz Nawaz and Imran Khan, I mean, they were some of my favourite players.
Safraz is appealing with Andy Hilditch.
Yeah, that wasn't good. I saw that the other day. That wasn't good. Wasn't.
I saw it live.
Were you there?
I wasn't there, so I mean live on TV.
On TV.
Yeah.
The who else was it? Some of your other favourite?
Asif Iqbal.
I like Salim Malik because he's sort of like you wouldn't know whether he was going to score runs or not, whether he backed himself or not.
Javed Mandad.
Yeah, all three of those guys were good.
Oh, brilliant.
Majid Khan played for Queensland.
For Queensland.
I remember him when I first came down from New Guinea as a kid, and I went to the Gabba. I used to watch the cricket. Majid Khan was playing. Malcolm Frankie. I saw Malcolm yesterday at Gil Chapman's funeral. Malcolm was there.
Really?
Yep.
I played against Malcolm.
Underrated.
Dixon, just about complete his second over. Can he finish off here? No wicket for 10. Great 2 overs if he can finish off. Down the ground.
This
He's
could
going
be
to get a
caught.
wicket. You're not missing
well
it.
taken.
That's Stevie Paulson. He doesn't miss those.
Stevie Paulson.
And
Good
what an
catch.
over by Dixon.
I tell you, they're not easy when you get over 40, those catches. He stretched his arms up and Stevie Paulson took the catch. That's a wicket they needed.
Not over when you're over 40 and it's 14 degrees out there. Lovely evening. No one wearing a jumper except for the umpires.
Yeah, no,
That was a good catch.
Yeah, but important catch too. And Dixon got the wicket too. You just talked him up. And he's bowled one poor over in that first game. And from that, he's just come along in leaps and bounds.
So just with my comparisons, after 5 overs, the Knights were 1 for 49 and the Eagles none for 40. So only slightly behind. That's the first wicket to fall now. Ritzman, 15 off 16.
He's number 40. Who's this? Is Bryant May playing? Or not?
Number 40.
I'm sure I haven't seen him there.
Would you mind just going and checking with the
Who
scorers?
number 40 is? We'll go and check it out, mate.
Yep. Fay remains 21 not out off 19. Chasing big total, the Eagles against the Knights, 226, 227 for the win. And that was the first wicket to fall for the Eagles. 6 sevens of 40, so just over 7 runs and over. They're looking at 11 and 12 required. Joey Farah. Number 40, Joey Farah.
Joey Farah from the Gold Coast.
Right.
And coming in with a job to do. 1 for 43 off 6, chasing 227. I was talking to Justin Pills off the ground, having a bit of a spell. Skipper.
As it's the skippers. Who's taking the reins, Banger?
Good question. Maybe his brother?
Oh, yeah,
Ryan?
Ryan, probably the keeper. Is he doing it?
Let's say Ryan. A few out there. There's a few out there that could do it. There we go.
Joey Farah. Fay just hitting a little bit of a flat spot here. You feel like something's going to break here in a moment. Bowling well Is Conwell.
Oh, this is
There
in
it
the air.
is.
It's got to be it.
That would have been a great catch coming in
Yeah,
these conditions.
yeah,
Gonna
was. He
pick up
just
too.
didn't pick it up.
That's Steen, yeah. That's
Steen there, just... It's probably one of the hardest things with, as you get older, your eyes. I found when I played a bit of that veterans cricket, your eyes just don't adjust as well. Mm-hmm. 11. Was that Steen, was it?
It was. Just didn't get enough of it to get it.
He
far enough
didn't
out
get
to
the
him.
legs running quick enough. We'll have a word to him later.
That's
just well played
right
by Fay.
on the hip.
That's just straight over the boundary. Good shot.
He enjoyed that. Nice shot. Just got a little leg side then. And right in the hitting zone of a left-hander.
Plenty of games of netball going on over there, or volleyball. Is it volleyball?
That's a volleyball. That's a sand beach volleyball.
That's
complex.
hard. That's tough. That's got to be fit. Here he is
Seen.
again. There's a
No.
chance here again.
I think it's going to fall
Oh,
safely.
another drop catch. Yeah, they could come back to hurt him. Net run rate as well.
Yep. He's just not. He's towing these, and then he's not getting onto them. He's just making enough.
just if
That's
you're
Stevie
watching-
Paulson.
Just took his head off, his eyes off it at the last second. He doesn't drop too many, Stevie
He
Paulson.
doesn't. That was a difficult one.
Difficult catch. You would have caught it, but difficult with gloves on.
I've to play. Do you ever play under lights?
Under lights.
That's
I
another
played a
thing.
game in Kingaroy. Under lights.
Oh, nice one.
Bit of the tour up there.
Yeah, great.
And I bowled in the nets at Bottomley under lights.
Yeah.
They weren't real good.
No.
But yeah, no, did you?
No. Never played under lights. All the things we missed.
Yeah. Played in the dark a lot.
Yeah. Conwell, last ball,
He's bowled well.
very well. None for 17 off his 2 overs.
Not sure whether he's played first grade. Trinco. I think he might have played a little bit.
So he's the Qantas flight attendant. Pilot, man.
Captain, yeah.
Captain, yeah.
Skipper. Big job.
You just feel the temperature dropping too.
It's cold.
It's now officially cold.
What's the temperature? I'll tell you.
Yep.
For the people that are listening or tuning in from overseas, got a big crowd, people watching from America, Afghanistan, all over the world. Peter Anderson coached Afghanistan, remember that?
Yeah.
I'm going to find out what the temperature is.
7 overs done, 1 for 50. New batter in Joey Farah. He's only faced 2 balls. And Fay, who opened the batting, Simon Fay.
Saying 14 degrees feels like 11.
Yeah.
You know that? You know that bloke? Mate of mine does that job. He's the feels like guy.
Feels like.
Yeah, they have them all over the world. He said he has to go out into the weather, feels what it feels like, and then he rings them and says, feels like 11, not 14.
Joke.
That's his job. He's called the feels like guy.
You're telling me that's subjective.
Yeah, there's a feels like person.
So has he been out here?
Yeah, I saw him before. Walking along. I'll yell out to him, hey, feels like guy. There he is. Yeah, no, I don't think it's a real person, but it'd be cool if it was, wouldn't it? Imagine that if there's a feels like guy.
Geez, you can make some stuff up.
Oh, slow ball. Ball bowl. That's Downton. He's back.
That's one thing I noticed from the Australian, and that was that's when these guys were going real hard in that tournament,
Yep.
as you can imagine, and just the variations, terrific to watch.
That'll be 4, won't it?
Yep, That's hit into the gap by Fay. Just short, pivots, rocks and flicks over for 4. Nice shot.
Yeah, that was a good shot. And what have we got now? 54, 7.3. They'll be wide. They've got to be, not quick enough though here, Grant.
No, they need a couple of really strong overs.
Yeah.
And I reckon, that looks like, in the 14, 15 run area.
I mean, at the moment they're looking at what, 5, 8 5s, 48, 6, 8 7s, about 7, 8 and over. And they need 12 and over. They did, now they need more than that. What's that, 13 overs to go? 170 to get.
But still, I've got just got a sense that...
15 and over now, only 14 and over.
Yeah, this Simon Fay, 33 off 27, so he's churned up 27 balls, but he looks like the type of player to me that could all of a sudden go berserk, really let loose.
He's got the levers, hasn't he, to do that?
He's got the levers all right, and before you know it, he's going to be 50, but he's going to be 50 churning up a few balls too if he's not careful, so...
Yeah, no, he's got to just keep going.
Yeah, coming around the wicket now.
Oh, it's a quick single.
Joey Farah. He's off the mark, Joey.
Doug O'Neill is here today taking photos. Have a look at that photo he's taken.
Wow.
Sunrise.
Sunset, mate.
Sunset.
Down the ground. One bounce. Well stopped out there. Is that Chipper Byron?
Yeah, well done, Chipper.
Good job. That saves 4.
Yeah, I reckon he's absolutely brilliant, isn't he, Dougie?
Wow.
Scores, does
That is
everything.
amazing. Okay, let's take a look at the scores. 1 for 58 off 8. And the Knights had really hit the go button by this stage. They put on 58 runs
Yes.
for between overs 5 and 10. So they were well and truly on that 10 and over. So by comparison, that means the Eagles are only going at half the pace.
Yeah, no, they really can't muck around anymore now.
Well, at 220, even if you take a half, there's supposed to be 112 by the end of the 2 overs, next 2 overs. It's time to hit the button, isn't it? Bang up.
Oh, it has been for a little while.
This is Hunt. He's bowling well, bowling really good lines, bowling
Yeah.
to some plans.
Yeah, no, he's...
They're not trying to do too much with the ball. Just putting it in good areas, making it difficult for the batter to hit. Making some adjustments to the field.
I reckon he's going to come over here this time. Oh. That was superbly bowled, wasn't it?
Very well flighted.
Saw him coming.
Had Joey Farron at 2 minds. I'll pick up a bye. Yep, buys.
Okay, I'm just seeing here now. Farah's 1 off 4. Fay, 35 off 30. Just overplaying it, isn't he, at the moment? He's just not...
It looks to me like a pre-season knock,
Yeah.
when you just haven't had a bat for a while and
Yep.
You're just trying to get some timing into your game. That's out. That's bold. Joey Farah.
Yeah, just struggling for a bit of form in this innings. Had to sort of push the button, didn't he, a little bit there, Farah? And he's facing a bowler that's actually got it on a string.
He's done the team thing. He's trying to move the scoring along. Probably was a little bit too full to play the sort of, bring it on to leg side shot. So Joey Farah, that's the end of him. 1 of 5.
I'll go and find out who this guy is. I think there was an Australian player coming in soon.
See the replay. Taking a leg stump in the end. So far we've had Ritson out 15 off 16 and Farah 1 off 5. It's first wicket for Hunt. It's 1 for 2. So this is number 2, which is Damien Lawless for the Eagles. Damien Lawless.
Yeah, Brisbane lad. Pooley. Damien Lawless plays for Norths. Uni. I think he played for Uni. Yeah, and plays in the local over 50s comp.
He does.
You'd be pretty happy with your boys at the moment here?
Yeah.
Well on top.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why the Eagles seem to be doing something lighting their back end.
Oh, so
Craig Mackay hasn't batted.
and he's an Australian player, isn't he?
Yeah, he went to Karachi.
They need to back him, bring him out soon.
Harry Savarakis, the Golden Greek, and Craig Cummins. They're good, very handy cricketers.
So they're going to run out of overs.
Yes. And Simon Fahey, very good player, just hasn't seemed to be able to find
Yes.
the rhythm.
No, yeah.
Yes, that's what we've been saying. And you're off the field, mate. Are you injured?
Did something on foot.
Did you?
A couple of weeks ago.
Who's skipper when you're not out there?
Stephen, the Prince Paulson.
Steve Paulson.
Stephen the Prince
And
Paulson.
your brother's off too.
Yeah, he felt a hammy coming, so he thought,
He felt it coming.
so I'll get off, so
Good.
I can get through the weekend.
Get through the
Isn't
whole week.
That's very smart if you can feel it coming on.
That's a nice drop kick. That'll go down for 4. Damien Lawless, plays for Uni.
Damien was in our team last year. He didn't get much of a run,
So he dismissed you.
yeah, he put himself into the draft and he's been picked up.
Good on him.
Good bloke.
Yeah,
Good
it's
fella.
a nice little shot
Didn't
there.
get much of a
Little
go.
flick off the
Skip him,
leg.
Bowl him. Bat him.
Green, the bowler for the Knights. Nathan Green.
Green's bowled well.
Call that a wide.
I'll tell you who did bowl well.
Kiss of death.
Trent Comwell. He bowled well.
Oh, there's a big shout there. Well back. Must have been going down leg. I think the umpire pointing down leg side. Certainly no doubt. No worry about height.
What do you
Gee
think,
whiz.
Grant? Close?
Oh, a little close from here.
Couple of good LBs in the game before. The boys weren't too sure. Out. I think I saw the umpire put his finger up.
Yes, true. There may have been a little bit of wood involved though.
And that's down for 4.
He's a good little player, this bloke.
Got it nicely there.
Come out Lawless, and he's just played a couple of cut shots, but they need 16 and over. So they're going to have to definitely... Who's bowling over here now? Is that's still
This is
your
Green.
mate, Green?
Yes, Nathan Green, number 77.
Where's Nathan Green from?
South Australia.
South Australia.
Australia.
He did a stint in the States, so he played a lot of cricket in the States. Boston.
Played in Boston in the States. Fantastic.
Wow.
And part of South Australia's winning nationals team last year in the
Oh, who's keeping there at the moment?
Michael Cook.
Actually,
Taking over the gloves.
not keeping. He was trying to keep.
Well, Cookie's stopping sometimes stopping it at the moment.
Is he normally keeper?
I have no idea, but he's like our manager / 14th player. And
Right, give him a go.
get himself out there.
Oh, good on him. Good on him.
Give him a go.
That wasn't an easy one to stop. Wasn't that hard? There he is. Oh, he's nearly taken a catch
That's
too.
gone down for 4 as well.
Not nearly taken. But first slip would have been handy. Not that he can have one at T20 cricket at the 12th over.
Yes,
There
it
it
would
is.
be uncommon.
Uncommon.
Well,
Simon,
I might have had one over here. The Prawns have demolished the Tigers.
Prawns?
Out for 64. I got chased them in 5 overs.
Wow.
Simon Milton sent me a text saying, ask Pool if he needs me to keep for the next 2 days. He's snuck off.
Just be prepared.
Be prepared.
Does he? Doesn't text me.
He heard me talking about you. Must be watching. He must be watching on his manager, yes. So is their game all over here? With the Prawns won or not?
Oh, now.
Who the Prawns won?
Yeah.
Who'd they beat?
The Tigers.
Tigers. Is that upset? Bit of an upset?
No, Prawns are strong. Very strong.
Good to see. I like the Prawns.
Yeah, that's your side. Let's hunt back into the...
He's having a bit of fun out there, isn't he?
Yes. The Prawns are...
There's a guy called Nazir Jalil.
Yep.
He took 5 for 9 and 3 catches. And
Fi-
he was going to bat 3, but it wasn't required.
5 for 9
Nazir
and 3
Jalil
catches.
Took 5 for 9 and 3 catches in the game.
Playing for the Prawns.
Versus the Tigers on the Jeff Dimmick Oval.
He's a king prawn today, isn't he?
I thought that.
Well done.
2 for 78 the score. At the same time,
Oh, that's hit hard.
the Knights were 1 for 107. Some 29 runs back.
Simon Milton says, this on the text, just listening on my way home to the farm. Thought you'd get a laugh. Don't get a laugh, Milts, you'll be keeping. You might be. See how you go. How's the farm? He's got a fair drive, hasn't he? Hour.
Oh, probably a bit more for me. Yeah.
Down the track, in the air.
You're watching it too. Just don't touch your phone. It's $1,012.
You just make that. Milton is in his new Ford Ranger, mate. So I've got hooked up to his.
Got the Ford Ranger.
Yeah.
It's chunked it out there. So what's that equation now, Fergal? What have we got?
Well, the Knights at the same time as were 1 for 107. We've got the Eagles
only
on
27 ahead.
2 for 78.
Okay, there we go.
They really do need a big over.
They
just
need
to
it.
relieve some of the pressure.
Well, I'm hearing from, this is interesting. So, Captain Poole tells me that the guys they've got coming that haven't batted yet are all Australian players. So, they're going to back end it, but sometimes back ending it, you still need overs. But who are we to say? They might have it set up. They've got 10 overs to get the runs.
I would say that
They're going to back end it.
the tactics could be considered unconventional, Banger.
Ryan Poole just off the field too at the moment with a bit of a twinge in the hammy. Felt it going, so he decided to get off. That's just smart cricket. It's also cold out there.
Faye, back on strike. I know, we've got Lawless on strike. It's gone past the keeper again.
Is it
That'll
gone for
go
4?
down for 4.
4 buys.
And that's buys.
Yeah, I don't think he's struggling a bit because he's not normally the keeper.
No,
And
he's a fill-in Michael Cook.
and he's
He could be the top scorer any moment.
Yeah,
Not-
it's letting him back into the game
careful.
a little bit here. I think Ryan Poole might be thinking, I better get those gloves back on again and get out there. Tough keeping.
You got to be
What made you keep?
very resilient.
Just as a kid, you
Kid.
wanted to be? Yeah. Was
Yeah.
there anyone else in your family was a keeper or something like that? Or was your dad a keeper or?
No, none of them. But no, he always in the game. So you wanted
Yeah.
to be in the game every ball, and you could set the tone for the field. It's great fun.
Oh yeah, no. I
remember-
I kept in 6th grade one day. It's hard. It's hard.
Remember a primary school teacher I had took me down the oven, just threw balls at me to see if I was good enough to keep, and I tried
And
catching
you went
these,
all right?
you know. I just kept trying to catch, I do my best to catch. He said, "Yeah, righto, you can have a keep."
And you got to, because are you the same age or older than Heels?
He's April, I'm October,
Same year.
year before.
Year
So
before.
He's
So were you already at North?
he's about 6 months younger.
Were you already at North when he got here?
Yeah,
Okay, so when he came over to East for that year,
yeah,
because he couldn't, because Philo was 1st grade.
That's
were you
right.
were you the 2nd grade keeper,
yeah.
or were you under 18, under 19s?
No, second grade. Yeah.
Because Heels didn't.
Heels was
They
seriously.
wanted him to be in. I mean, he got 100 in his first game for East
He was seriously thinking going to South Australia.
at that stage.
They were looking at him, and Philo said, "Just give me one more year," because he's captain too, Philo, and we had a premiership side.
Yeah.
He's up on the. And Philo said, "I've got one more year."
Yep.
So he said, "Well, I'll go across to East." And I played him in the under-19s, and he didn't keep him. He had a finger injury that's gone down for 4,
Yeah, he didn't, and Dunn still played.
and he did a Tiger Lance
Yeah.
to Jimmy Lindsay, who was getting good runs for us. I remember.
What do you do, Tiger Lane? What's that? Yeah, Heels.
Well, I reckon it
Half
was.
volley. I would have been there. I used to go down and watch all those 19s because we had Mickey Jones. Dunstall played. He
Yep.
was going pretty well. And that was in that
Dunstall,
side.
yeah.
Just the year before he went to Hawthorn, or a couple of years before.
Oh, what a player he was for them too. Holy moly.
But he had a year with us. But what was funny with that story is Philo rang up bench and said, "I want this. We got this kid. Can he come over to East?" Because Ando was gone to Colts, and bench said, "Yeah, we'll put him in 2nd grade," because Bruce Schmidt was going to keep in A grade, and he said, "Philo, he's not coming in unless he plays A grade." And then he got 120 against Wests.
For East. That's a
East.
big shot. That's gone down the ground.
Oh, that's important.
That's 6. Didn't go over the fence, just the condition. Don't forget, everybody, if it goes over the picket fence, it's 8.
That's his 50.
This
He's gone.
competition.
He's having a
So
spell.
he's out.
He's out now. Come in. Yeah, you're done, mate. Well done, well batted. He's just going, I just got started. I've got to retire.
I just feel like he's hitting it. So he's got 50 off 38.
So when Heels came back
Yep.
the next year, did he go straight into 1st grade?
Yep.
And you were okay with that?
Yep. Oh, well, because
You knew he was going to be good.
Yeah, he was just so good to watch, even in training. You know, like
Yeah, you know the great thing with
he
that
just
though
had a
too.
presence. He just had a presence about him. You know?
But people forget, that year he had at the East, even though Ando was at Colts, they trained together for a year.
They had 3 good keepers in that, at least in that side. Remember, Razor Phillips, who was finishing off.
Yeah.
And then you have Ando, then you have Heels.
Yeah, but I think Heels says this too. Ando helped him train and taught him a lot in that year, and ended up being, obviously playing for Queensland.
And if they just took sort of pecking order, Ando was next in line. And Heels will tell you.
Well, Ando obviously, he was, but
and then he broke his finger.
Yeah, no, I think Heels was going to go there. I mean, Heels is just, in the end, what a great record.
Craig Cumming, 23, the new batter. Yeah, Faye gets applause from his teammates. 50 off 38.
Well done. Who we got here now?
This is number 23. Craig Cumming.
It's coming. I saw him.
Saw him coming.
Here he goes.
Craig.
He can't.
Hunt.
He cannot muck around though. There's no time.
Let's see what he probably get one ball cider from Greg
I
Hunt.
don't think
then
he's even allowed a cider.
cuts. Can't beat the infield.
Yeah, number 30 out here is going to have a chance of a catch, I think. Ryan Broad, is it? He's got to go.
Down the ground.
It's into the gap.
In the gap.
Won't be 4 though. There's someone out there.
Hunt's bowled well, hasn't he? 1 for 14. Halfway through his third over.
Yeah, good flight.
100 comes up for the Eagles. 2 for 100. So they're, by that calculation, they're about 2 to 3 overs behind.
They are. They need 23 overs.
Chasing a big total, aren't they? 226.
Oh, quicker ball. Good quicker ball.
And that spun away. That actually moved off like a leg cutter, like a leg spinner.
Who's your third grade keeper down there at North at that stage then? Who was behind you?
Oh,
Big shout.
it's out.
Gone. Now they're in trouble.
Remember, it was Dom Ovenden.
Oh, Dom.
And
Yeah, with it,
Philo
Dom.
said to him, you won't probably go much further than third grade because we've got a couple over him. We went on to be one of our greatest. I think he scored more runs than anyone. He's the highest run scorer of all
Dom.
time. Dom, yeah.
Oh, ridiculous. 25, 26, 27 A-grade hundreds.
Oh.
I mean, he would have played for Queensland in many, many eras.
He played A's, and he's so unlucky not to. He would have definitely would have. Yeah, he swung across the line there.
That was out.
Got the pad in line with the stumps.
You're not
ball
gonna-
pitches.
He's not arguing with that one.
No, that's out. That's as
What's going on here?
cleanly
So there's
out.
Number 24.
Sean Clark. If it's number 24, Sean Clark.
Clarkey,
They might be having a look at some of the
their other batsman.
just to see.
I think knowing that they're probably looks like big Merv Hughes, isn't he, walking out there?
Does look a bit like Merv. Clarkey.
So Dom came a few years later though, wouldn't he?
He did, yeah.
a
And
bit
then
younger.
he got like 250 or 60 in a second grade final at 2-0.
That's a good day.
Not a bad day.
Were you playing in that?
No. Oh, I think I was in first grade then.
Did you win premiership?
Robbie Kerr's year.
You won one.
I wasn't in the team in the final, but I was played A grade that year.
Oh, that just kicked up. Well, feeling in the end.
I'm pretty sure it was about 86, 87, 85, 86.
That was
I'll have to
Steve
check
Monty,
the
Python.
boards in there. Yeah, Python.
What's he up the round?
That's in the air. That's going to be
Oh,
dropped
he
out there.
threw the hands out at it.
That was Greg Hunt out there.
He's a good cricketer, wasn't he, Steve Monty?
Chris Dixon, sorry, Dicko
Yeah.
out there. He was a fantastic. He passed away, sadly.
Steve Monty? Oh, I didn't know that.
He scored 100 in Adelaide in about 7 hours one day. One
Yeah,
day and a
I
half,
didn't know
day
that
and a
he
bit.
didn't know that he died. Yeah, geez, he was a lovely fellow. Yeah, and a good cricketer.
Very good player.
Good bowl too. Just used to
Yeah.
bowl those little
Just like you.
Oh, I was
Those
quicker
big-
than him.
But he was those big in swingers. Holy ball with in swingers.
Bit John Buchanan like. You know, you said it
Yeah.
sort of run in and
Yeah. So you got Green bowling again. Nathan Green from South Australia, up from South Australia, bowling nicely.
stop. Sort of picked it. They might have. He got a swing here. Clarkey.
There he goes. Another shout. Leg
takes
by.
a leg by. Pretty good shout too, that one. We're on the side here. We're not right behind it, but it looked like it was a good shout. Has keeper been changed or no? It's still the same keeper.
Just pick up a single down to Chipper Byron out there and deep long on.
Then Danny Mullins obviously was in that side.
Yeah.
Wasn't he a good bowler?
Fantastic.
Jeez. Yibbo. Bruce Ibbotson.
Yeah, both lefty. They all go down. Oh, you said you've been there. They go down to Yamba once a year, all those
Yeah,
fellas.
Johnny Salt and I went down and we were brought in as a invitees for the knobs. Honorary knobs. Yeah, it was a bloody... It was fantastic to catch up. Go down and catch up with those blokes.
Yeah.
Greg Barney.
Yeah. Greg Hunt coming back in. Geez, he bowled well, Greg Hunt.
What's he got, Hunt? Green's all right. Three overs, 25. Two for 14 off three. That'll do.
That's what I was saying. He's bowled very well. Down the ground and will pick up a single. Let Lawless.
As it feels like guy just walked past. He was struggling, wasn't he? He was cold. Gets cold here at Norths.
I'm glad you've worn long pants tonight, Bang. I hate to see those cricket pads again.
That was cold. That was one of the coldest nights there at Ipswich.
That was cold. Out at Ipswich.
That's 4. It's taken a long time to get there, but it got there.
Yeah, he's picked the gap nicely there. Sean Clark down on one knee, swinging.
Clarkey?
Out to cow corner. Slogger's corner.
Hey, what's the equation? It's a lot now, isn't it?
Righto. Now they
We're into the
need
15th
another
over.
116 with 5.4 overs to go.
So it's over 20 and over.
That's 20 odd and over. And I think they've got the bigger picture. You know what I always think's happened here? This is my theory on this one, Banger.
Yep.
They've decided that the chase was probably going to be beyond them after the first few overs, and they thought, let's have a look at some of these players who maybe haven't seen before. They've probably only just met them.
Yep. Well, it'll be interesting to see how that goes when we get through to the business end of the season.
Yeah, and now what they can do
tournament.
is they can have a more informed decision about the order they put together.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that.
And they give these guys a go. If you've come all the way up from South Australia, very pleased to see. Well, he's got a bowl, hasn't he? Nathan Green.
Quarter 3, mate. Broncos, the line 79, Carlton 43. Yep, I agree with you. I think that's a good call. But part of me goes, well, you still got to try and win the game with your best players first up.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. So after 15 overs now, 3 for 114. At the same time, the Knights were 4 for 156. Some 42 runs behind. So I think it's all academic at the moment. We've got 5 overs left. A couple of these fellas can get some batting practice. Put their name before the captain to say, think of me when it comes to selecting your next batting order.
Yep. It's Cromwell again. That's out.
He didn't put did he slide his bat bang up? We can actually see that angle.
I thought that was very close. We'll see that here in a second if the cameras have got it. Here we go. It'll be Trent Cromwell.
He certainly didn't slide his bat. So let's have a look.
Here he goes. Oh, he might have got it down, but Clarkey was very close to being salmon.
Well done, Craig Dorr, umpire at square leg. In the air. Someone's
Straight
gonna get
up.
under this. And he's dropped it.
Oh, another one's gone down. Is it Pooley?
That's Greg Hunt.
Hunty. Yeah, just disappointing for Comwell, who's bowled very well. Hunty wouldn't be feeling good. Just tough in the dark, though, isn't it?
Tough in the dark. And the feels like.
It feels like darkness.
It feels like, mate. No ball. There's a free hit.
And I reckon he's nicked that.
I reckon he has too by the reaction of Comwell.
TC.
You'll see a signal here saying this is a free hit. Bang, I'm surprised the number of cricketers that don't make most of free hits. Okay, let's just test out my theory here.
Yeah, let's see what he does. You don't have to pay for this.
I'm going to say no run.
I'm going to say 6. Or maybe 4.
Oh, good on him. Got a bat on it. Proved me wrong. Got 2 runs. That's good.
But you can't get out, can you? That's
Can't
it.
get out. That was Lawless. He's just chipping away there, 22 of 21. Conwell, none for 21 off. He's halfway through his third
Where are you,
over.
Grant? Where do you live from here?
10 kilometres north, Aspley. That's a good shot.
It's a really
He's
good
cleared the infield. Sweeper will come around, number 30. Pick that up.
You near the Hornets, where the Hornets are? Aspley Hornets?
A bit before that.
before.
Chermside Marchant Park.
Oh, you're near Marchant Park?
Right near there, on the hill, up the hill. We've got 11 cricket fields within 10 kilometres of where we are.
You reckon
right
he played on all of those grounds?
No, but I played about 3 or 4 of them.
I reckon I played on all of them warehouse cricket over the years.
Fantastic, yeah. It was left to this city of Brisbane by Marchant, and said it, Marchant, and
What's
said that area.
Yeah.
He was a property developer, and he said it was to be a cricket facility, and it would require a change of laws at council, state level to ever make that change. And it will never happen. They'll stay there forever. Prime land.
So he owned it
He owned it.
and he bequested it, or
Yes.
in his will it was,
Yes.
you're going to go to cricket. So
Yes.
were there cricket grounds already there when he was alive?
I don't know that bit. I have to look that bit up. But
How good's that? I never knew that. I obviously knew it was Marchant Park.
yeah, he did that because he was loved
His cricket.
Loved cricket. The number, and you know yourself, how many people would have cricketers would have played on that facility over the years?
Unbelievable. I didn't.
In the hundreds of thousands of people that he has facilitated enjoyment for.
No, it's so cool. And I mean, it's prime land, isn't it? I mean,
Prime.
if you've got, how many? There's acres and acres and acres there.
Now, come to think about
It'd be
it,
billions,
it's
millions and millions
for
of
the
dollars.
Olympic Stadium.
Well, they wouldn't be allowed because it's got to be cricket.
That's right. So they required a change of law. So that's why it wasn't, obviously. But
You know what it could have been good for is a cricket. The
Gabba.
Like
New
a Gabba. New Gabba, Marchant Park. I mean, there's no reason. I mean, the Aussie Rules Centre.
I think he had community in his mind.
Yeah, community cricket, warehouse cricket.
Well, that's why and they have the 11 fields there. And I think
Lawrence Christie.
Mr. Warehouse. That's how they come up with warehouse cricket, eh?
Just and I mean, I played warehouse cricket when I was, 17. We're talking 30, 40, 50. It's been around a long time, hasn't it?
Sure has. Lawless picking up, 2 there? Well fielded out there. Was that chipper again, throwing himself around there. Plenty of intent.
And sub-districts cricket's good too. There's cricket everywhere, isn't there? I mean, one of the fastest growing cricket forms of cricket is this, veterans cricket.
Yeah. That's out.
Oh,
yes,
no.
it is. He's taken his held onto it. He's held onto it. Good job.
He has held onto it. Just, if we get this on
He's
the
caught
replay,
that
have
about
a look
3
at this.
times.
Have a look at this.
Big edge.
The easiest.
Goes to the keeper.
He's got his gloves there. He's just going, no.
There it is.
No.
Yeah, it goes in.
Well
the book as
done.
a catch.
Well done. He's not. he's not a keeper normally, and he should never ever be one again. But he's filled in really well today.
Lawless, good on you too. 20 enjoyed himself. 27 off 24. Number 77 coming to the crease. No, he's got the 77. Did I get the wrong number?
Yeah, let's have a look at this replay again.
That's
have a look at this
Simon
catch.
Fay.
Let's look at this. He catches it 8 times, I think, and it's straight there, straight. Okay, glove it.
One.
Out. Let's get it again one more time. Fantastic. Well done.
Had it under control.
5 catches in 1.
We've got another 77, but it's not Simon Fay.
Big Dicko.
Hang up. It's Dicko, is it? Who's the batter?
I'm not sure, but Dicko is the bowler,
Right, I'll come up in a moment.
and the batter will come out. Who looks like he's
He's
all
a
of a
lefty.
sudden he's a lefty. I'd say this
Oh,
guy.
Simon Fay. It is Simon Fay because he can come out because he's
come back
retired.
out. Oh, and straight away hits a
And we're over 15.
just one out the deep mid wicket.
It is Simon Fay, and this is okay. Here's a playing condition of this tournament. If you have to retire at 50, which you do, you can come back after over 15.
But why wouldn't you give someone else a bat if you're just going to be batting for
There
practice?
goes my theory,
Yeah,
doesn't
there
it?
goes your theory.
Unless they really want this bloke to
Get 100.
get in form.
Dixon. Just runs in. He have sore hands, I reckon. What's he? We're not the keeper. He's just filling in.
He's just filling in. He's the team manager. Cookie.
Cookie.
Michael Cook. Oh, he's hit the top of the. It's hit the
happened
top of
there?
the stumps. He's hit the ball and it's ricocheted off the top of the bails. The zingers have gone off. Here we go. What's this?
Here we go.
This is straight. Lands on top of the stump.
There
And
you
we'll
go.
pick up one.
There you go. I think there's hot dogs around there. There's people eating sausages walking past us.
Are you? What happens if you hit one of the bails off? Can
One
you
of the
still be
bails.
out if the other if you knock the other bail off? Like in that case, see that one there?
Yeah.
So there's a run out on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the bail's got to come off.
Yeah. But yeah, one bail, it's off.
One bail's off. Is it still out if one bail's off?
Yep. As long as one bail's sitting there, you can still hit it off, can't you?
Exactly.
Yeah. But if they're both off, you've got to lift the stump out of the ground.
That's
Is that correct?
With the ball touching the stump.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, only one bail off can be out.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, like in court, it's the bail off. So what's happening out here now?
I got it.
You didn't
No, I
deserve-
got it.
That was terrible, though. But we've got here, so Faye,
Do you just think of those on the spot?
Faye's one off one, Clark 11 off 11, and they need, just to get a bit of into this, 3 overs to go, they need 100. So we're going to get some big hitting. There's 8s,
No.
you can get 8s.
You're not right there. They need 99.
99, so 6 8s are 48, and they need 100. This is still physical.
No, they need 99.
Yeah, 99. So if they get 99, but they can do it, can't they? 8 runs, 8, you can get 8 off a ball.
You can get 8 for ball, which we don't. Got to remember that.
So you can have 48 off an over. So you get 6 7s to 46 single. Yeah, it can be done.
So it's a mathematical possibility.
How are you, mate? Good to see you. Good. Cold. We're cold, but and we're down to the last. Would have been cold over there.
This is Steen Carlson.
Steen Carlson. It's
Again.
back into the attack.
None for 6
See you,
is
mate.
2.1. Going well, Steen.
Just pops out of the gloves again.
Okay, he stopped it.
That's his job. Ryan Poole. Ryan Poole had a bit of a hammy injury.
If they nick it.
And big Steen Carlson. It's just gone through. Just a single. Did well to keep that to 1. Big Steen Carlson, is he a bowled pretty well, hasn't he?
He's batted well, bowled well. He's had a good day. He'll be happy with that. What games have we got coming up tomorrow? Let me have a look at that for you, Banger.
Yeah,
You won't be here, of course.
I'll see you on Sunday, though.
You've got a function on.
Sunday I'll be with you.
Yeah, come back in the glory run, eh, for the final.
That's how it works.
That'll be about right.
Oh, that was a good shot.
Okay, we've got the Tigers and the Manta Rays at 11:45, followed by the Vipers.
11:45, your first game tomorrow.
Yes, followed by the Vipers and the Tigers, and then the Manta Rays again with the Crocs. So there's the 3 games. So 3:30 game and then a 6:45 game.
So we had 2 games today, got 3 tomorrow,
Then 3 on Saturday,
and then 3 on Saturday.
and then 2 on Sunday.
So 6 games before I see you again.
That's good. I mean, that's plenty of cricket for
Oh, it's great.
everyone who's involved.
And what'll be really good is the next few days be able to get a few of the lads in,
Yep.
get Toot back in again.
Yeah. And you got a lunch with Alfie Langer tomorrow. Oh, is that Chip? What's he done there? He's missed that one.
Chippers there.
That's gone for a 4.
Yeah, Camp Hill Bowls Club. Got a bit of
The
a
Camp Hill Bowls Club.
yeah. They
What's
do a
that
bit of a
made
fundraiser every year.
For the
just,
Bowls Club?
Yes, for the Bowls Club. Yeah, they normally pick it. There's normally a bit of a charity for someone. You know, like there's a young, I think last year there was a young kid with cancer. They raised a bit of money for him, and so every year they pick someone else. And then, but yeah, it's good. It's always a good lunch.
And
A few of
you're talking to Alfie today. He had a quiet night last night, no doubt.
spoke to Alfie. Yeah, I think he had a very enjoyable night. It was
Sam Booker's shots, I heard it.
what a win. Wasn't that a great win by
Can't believe
Queensland?
it. It's
Didn't see that.
fantastic.
I did not see that coming.
No, you and even the most optimistic.
I wasn't, but you know what? I was probably more confident than I was going into the second game. I just think
Yeah.
after winning that second one,
Yeah, that's right. Unreal.
geez, they were good though.
18th over, 18 down, 19 to go, 19th over, 2 to go.
Is Chipper again?
Chipper, he's
Oh, he's
been
a
busy.
Good arm.
The ball's following Chipper.
He has done a few kilometres. He's probably got the.
He'll sleep well tonight, Chipper Byron.
Don't think Chipper plays a lot of cricket these days either, so he's doing well.
Keeping himself warm out there in the, feels like 11.
It's in the air.
That's a good catch.
That Pooley? Is he back out there or?
That's a
No, I
good
don't
catch.
think it
Didn't
was
quite
Pooley.
pick up his number there. It's just a
Might be
little bit
Dicko.
dark.
Is it Dixon?
We'll see it here now. And he'll show us his number. No, he won't. Anyway, it's a catch. That's the end of Faye.
Trail.
I can tell you he got more than 3 because he was actually got 50, and after the 15th over, having retired in 50, he's come back out and maybe only got 3 more. So his total would be 53 because it was an even 50 off 38. So he ended up with 53 off 43.
Seen a few good knocks today, and some good bowling too, Grant, in the 2 games that we've seen. And well done to Faye though.
Yeah.
He's a big lad, isn't he, Faye? Big lad.
Yeah, he just had trouble going through his gears there today, didn't he?
You could see him actually walking past earlier on.
It was a bit of early season.
And someone asked him what they
Mid-season.
thought, and he was actually saying that too, Grant. I could see him, he just couldn't get his...
Chris couldn't get himself going, but he's clearly a very good player.
You know, and we're loving seeing all these cricketers from all around the country. WA, ACT, Melbourne, South Australia, Tassie.
Look at the nice figures for Dixon, 3 for 17. Who's our replacement batter banger? Did you pick up the number? 76, I think, or 79.
Yeah, it's Trailey.
Trailey, yep.
Yep,
Craig
yep,
Trailey
Trailey's.
bowled the leggies. Gave it plenty of air, didn't he?
Yeah, I think Trailey now has just decided he's not going to get out.
Red ink.
Yeah, Red Ink. If he's gonna try and get the winning runs, it's gonna have to be pretty quick. Yeah, nicely played. Think about 2, but only just think about it. Don't think he's going to take it. Get up the other end. Nice blazer on before, I saw, when he arrived.
Did he?
Yeah, they've got their team.
Excellent.
Yeah. Nice trailblazer.
Keeps trying, rolling them out. You're been practicing for tomorrow.
It's just late.
It is late.
It's late.
That's 19 down, 1 to go.
It feels like guys just left. He's gone.
5 for 139. It's going to be a very big victory from the Knights. And they wanted to bang it because they lost the first game to the Surfers. So
Yeah, they had to win this one. This is the first game for the Eagles. So they've got plenty to come. 3 tomorrow, 3 on Saturday. Lots of cricket to be called. Grant O'Hara will be bringing it all to you over the next couple of days.
Tigers, Manta Rays, first, 11:45 tomorrow. Who had the big win? The Prawns. We don't see the Prawns for a while, Banger.
No, the Prawns. You see them. That's a great shot. Trail. That's a magnificent drive. I don't think I've seen a better shot all day. I mean, we've seen a lot of big 8s and 6s, but that's just a straight drive.
It's as straight as anything, isn't it?
And he's just followed through with it too. If we get that on replay, you'll...
Nice shot. I think what you want to do in this situation is sort of when your runs are completely out of the winning runs are out of question. Just set yourself, let's get to 150. So the little competition with yourself, let's get to 150, and we have a little win.
Only a few balls to go. So this is a very good win by the Knights after losing that game this morning or earlier on this afternoon to the Surfers. The Prawns have had a win. I'm not sure in the other games, but we'll find out later on how they all go.
So just to recap, for the Knights, Paulson, 53 off 24. Curtis, 27 off 16. Poole, 35 off 17. And Steen, 32 off 17, were the major run contributors. And for the Eagles, we've had Fay, 53 off 43. Ritson, the next, 15 off 16. And Clark at the moment, 17 off 17.
Clark's done well. Came out there in a very, very tough position. They're obviously never going to win the game. And he's just come out and hit a few 4s and batted well.
Last ball of the innings, drives down, no run. And that's the end of the game. And that's a very, very good win to the Knights over the Eagles. They'll shake hands and bang up. That's pretty conclusive, wasn't it?
It was conclusive. 70-81 run win to the Knights after, as I said, losing that game to the Surfers. They're beating the Eagles. Eagles' first game. Brian May didn't play this one, so hopefully they'll be getting him back into the side. The Prawns have had a win. Not sure on, as I said, all the other games, but the Toot Byron Cup's
underway,
and we've got a couple more days to go, and then Sunday will be the big final on Sunday afternoon.
At 2 o'clock.
We'll see you then, mate. Thank you, Grant.
Thank you, Banger. Have
See
a
ya.
good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.